Looking for a car to be business. With GMC, has the offers to get you behind the wheel. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 miles. Plus, trade-in eligible 2015 or newer companies. Trade-in bonus on select Sierra models. Ask about bonus offers for heroes, students, recent graduates, and more. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com.
With playoff backing the home goes beyond the bench. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Playout is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest event. ExpoCentre.com today.
Everyone cares. From the Science Center to Horlicks. Cringe a little. Weeds are here. And Canada's long. Fertilizer. Visit greendrop.com. For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Foods have been selling the best Canadian-made foods, handcrafted in Winnipeg. Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, anchor, and work foods for Diablo Foods. That's just quality like Foods. Since Foods by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Foods, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Foods, the two best names in the foods business. That's right. You don't have to wait because Black Friday is back at the Brick. 4 days only. You can shop incredible deals throughout the store. Get 60% off goods when you buy the 19-month CD share. Save 25% off bedroom dining furniture. And get up to 40% off for mattress. Some exclusion applied. See in-store for detail. Hurry in. Black Friday deals end Monday. Shop in-store or online at thebrick.com. The Brick, saving you more.
Nissan's through once again, and they've done it 12 years straight.
Nissan ropes the 2026 Best Buy winner from Consumer Guide Automotive for 12 years in a row. The Score with Nissan event is on, and qualifying Nissan owners can score by leasing a 2026 Rogue S for the equivalent of $99 weekly at 0% for 36 months with $0 down. Visit Nissan.ca for details. $430 monthly. Includes $1,100 Nissan bonus and 0.4% royalty rate reduction. Conditions apply.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
The Jason Gregor Show.
Poking it through for Brandon Thomas of 70. And skips away from Connor. Connor could be business.
On Sports 1440.
Through here, will be wide. Back in by Haddam. Is he going to go in? What a moment! Uzbekistan level! A prospect has sent a small pocket of Uzbek fans into sheer pandemonium.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
And for South Africa, this has to go in. Mokoena, touching the corner. Still alive with this World Cup. 1-1.
Well, a tremendous Thursday afternoon. How are you? And welcome to the Jason Gregor Show on Sports 1440. Sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, Twitch. Thanks as always for listening, watching the show. Jason Gregor alongside Connor Halley. We have Declan Kruger running things over at YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram. Give him a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. We always appreciate that. Make his day simple. It's easy. It's a big day if you're a Canadian soccer fan. Huge game today coming up against Qatar. And currently right now, a win could be even better depending on the outcome of the current match going on between Switzerland and Bosnia and Herzegovina. It could make for a wild kind of wrap up because everybody has a draw thus far and only a total of 4 goals in the pool thus far. So we'll see if they can get any offense going. Switzerland came in. A lot of people thought maybe they haven't looked dominant, and just shows you maybe how tight their pool is right now. So we'll see where it goes. So we'll talk lots about that on the program today. Also, Landon Ferraro will join us, David Owens, Dan Rosen from NHL.com. We'll get to Justin Dunk. We're going to talk a little U.S. Open, not ideal golfing conditions today out at Shinnecock, as on the best of days, when it's not windy and raining, it's a tough course. And today, right now, Sam Stevens is done, and he leads at 2 under. Rory McIlroy, Aberg, Gracerman, a boatload of other guys. Like, there's lots of people at 1 under. So there's I think another 11 people tied for second place. So it's extremely tight between everybody so far. Some of the names, lots. Then you get to even strength. Like, there's 31 golfers that are even or better. So 31 golfers within 2 strokes. That's obviously how tight it is right now out at Shinnecock. Justin Dunk will join us. We'll talk a little CFL. We got Spec, Cam Tate in the 2-minute warning. Of course, we'll talk World Cup. No real surprise today. I didn't think the NHL announces that. And I want to read the exact wording, because I do think wording matters in this situation. The quote, "The league has completed its review of Mike Babcock's tenure in Columbus and of certain alleged conduct associated therewith. Our investigation has concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, there's no current basis to restrict his employment in the league." Now, even in a light least favorable. So basically saying, we know he's been a jerk. It's less than nice. Well, nothing that can stop us from limiting his ability to work. NHLPA comes out. While we found the allegations of Babcock's conduct as the Blue Jackets head coach very concerning, the league has decided there's no current basis on which to restrict his employment. Moving forward, we expect that Mr. Babcock will uphold the high standards required of NHL head coaches. We'll see. And really, that's where you're at now. The Edmonton Oilers, they want to hire Mike Babcock. They're going to hire Mike Babcock. Be announced next week. And we'll go from there. Nothing really changed today. I didn't expect the NHL to come out and say he couldn't coach. So once the Oilers basically asked for this permission, it was fait accompli. You had another player today, David Winnick, come out in an interview, and he was talking about the league's coaching hiring, and then someone asked him about Babcock, and he said, he's the only guy that made me hate hockey. I hated coming to the rink. He's just a bully. And so that's what you've heard from multiple players. You had one agent come out and said, wow, you know what? None of my clients, which is always so. Everybody else who was bullied by him, well, that doesn't matter, because you know what? There are some people he didn't bully, like Pavel Datsyuk and other ones. Yeah, great. That's what a bully is. A bully doesn't bully everybody, right? They go after the people that they feel the need because you're insecure. Most bullies are insecure. And who they can bully. So we'll see. Will Babcock be on his best behavior? I don't know, man. It's 20 years. Right? These situations go, and even longer than that. It's how he's always been. I think inherently that's who he is. I don't care about his X and O's, honestly. I don't discount that. He's probably a good X and O's coach. Fine. No one's ever debated that aspect of it. It's the human element. So here's my own simple question to people. Why is it worth it? What is it? What's in his record in the last 12 years that says, you know what, I'm going to overlook the bullying, the making players feel maybe degraded, not worth it, not important. What is it that says, you know what, I'm going to turn a blind eye to that because of this? That would be my simple question. So we'll see. Are you going to get a straight answer? Probably not. And you know, because I get a lot of texts like this, Gregor, why does the Babcock hiring bother you so much? Well, for a few reasons. I think it's a responsibility to speak up about transgressions that are repeated. I'm all for if someone, you know what, I've aired lots in my life. But I can proudly say I've never bullied anybody. Repeatedly. Right? I might not be a great minor hockey coach because I refuse at young ages to bench players and have them miss shifts. Unless it's for something that they chose to do, as far as, you know what, we're out at a hotel and we have guidelines, and then you step outside of that, you got to miss a shift. Okay, that's different. But, you know, U13, everybody plays. Now, some would say, you know what, winning's more important. I look back on it, my job as a coach is that, like, when you hear NHL players say they hate the game, that's pretty tough because now that's their job. It's a little bit harder. Everybody hates their job at different times for different reasons. But when it's in minor hockey, my goal at the end of the year is, did you have fun? Do you want to play hockey again next year? Did you improve? Well, then I think I did my job. If we won, that's an added bonus. So I just look at this and I'm like, this is a guy who's coached how many years in the NHL? He's won once. So that winning once gives you enough rope to do all the other things. Why? And why are so many people willing to just say, yeah, but Connor McDavid said it was okay? Great. I'm sure Mike Babcock treated Connor McDavid fine because that's what his history is. No one's debate. I've never once said, oh, Mike Babcock doesn't know how to coach. Now, if his tactics are so great, how come he hasn't had a playoff win in that many years? That's a valid question. Why? Because now people say, oh, Toronto was young and they built up. Okay, sure. Other young teams have at least won a round. Right? Anaheim, first year in the playoffs in how many years? Did they win? Yep. How about the Edmonton Oilers? How many years were they out of the playoffs? They got in the first time. Did they win a round? I think they did. And then they struggled the next 2 years, but they won a round. So if you were that great of a coach, because that seems to be the defense that everyone's talking about. Well, he's a great X and O's coach. And that's going to overcompensate all of the other stuff. And it's not rumors. That's the thing. Like, these are players, and trust me, NHL players historically are not ones who speak out very often. Right? And thankfully it's changed. You can say, you know what? Hey, because here's the thing. Rod Brind'Amour, did he just win a cup? Yeah. Is Rod Brind'Amour, does he demand his players to play a certain tempo and play a certain style? 100%. Does he bully them? Does he demean them? Does he degrade them? No. He encourages them. Right? That you can be demanding and respectful at the same time. So the naysayers, and that's my simple question for anybody who's, oh, I love this hire. Explain to me what you love about it. What makes you feel so good that he's going to be the difference maker? That's the only question I have. Like, is he that much better of a coach than every other coach available that you're going to look for all the drama that's come with him? Now, I would like to think he would be smart enough not to do it, but He did it in Toronto. He did it in Columbus. Right? Hey, Gregor, he won't be soft on them like the last three coaches. What are you talking about, freezer bag? Honestly, what are you talking about? That they were soft on them. Do you think Chris Knobloch, when he came in, they had the best record in the NHL in 69 games and went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, lost by a goal? You think softness is why they lost? Are you serious? You have nothing to back that on. You just throw that statement out there like many others, and people just repeat it, and they think it comes true. Right? Because that's what people think in society now. Well, if I just make up a story and I repeat it every day, well, eventually people are going to believe it. Sadly, that's true. Right? So they didn't win the cup the first 2 years because Knobloch didn't yell and scream and degrade them? That's honestly what you believe. All right. There's nothing data-wise to back that up. Because if you're going to say, well, he was soft on them. So did Babcock being hard on Toronto? How come they didn't win then? There's my counter argument. How come they didn't win? I have no, hey, Mike, and people, Gregor, you got to give him a second chance. Why? How many second chances does he get? And honestly, I don't give him any second chance. I'm not hiring him. I'm not firing him. It's my job to give my opinion on it. You can disagree with it, fine. Just don't make up things. That's all. And keep in mind, like, because Freezer Bag comes in, well, he's Knobloch let Bouchard get away thing. Can you show me the superstar that Babcock was hard on? Right? Who are they? Because most of that comes from the players themselves. Right? I think fans think, guess what? Bouchard made a mistake. You got to bench him. That's how you get to him. And when people say that, I always am like, have you coached at any level? And because, by the way, Chris Knobloch didn't run the blue line. Paul Coffey did lots. And no one really accuses Coffey. He's a pretty direct, straight shooter. So, and Bouchard was like finished fourth in Norris Trophy voting. And you think he played some of his worst hockey? Strike one. Bouchard had a fantastic season. Yeah, had a few giveaways. He had a fantastic season. Any claim otherwise is 100% false. That's what it is. So, and we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. Now, Babcock's lucky because he inherits a team with elite level talent, which is really hard to get. Very hard to do. And I've said this before, whether it was Mike Babcock, whether it was Craig Berube, whoever the coach was going to be, I fully expect the Edmonton Oilers to have a good start to the season. I'll say it right now. I said it a month ago. It didn't matter to me who the coach was because their history has shown that that's what they'll do. Their talent is good enough to show they can do it. They'll be rested. No player has had offseason surgery yet. And the only one who will have is if they have some offseason injury. So it'll be the healthiest the team started a year in a long time. Right? They won't have the emotional pain of losing a Stanley Cup because it is hard, not just for the Oilers. I did all the data on it. Teams over the last 10, 11 years, you're the Stanley Cup loser, historically have a slow start, except the Boston Bruins. They were the one exception. They won 7 of their first 10 games. A lot of these other teams, they limp their way out of the gate. And I get it, man. Like, sometimes you feel you've gotten over it, and then you come back to the rink, and you're like, oh, my God, now I'm feeling it all over again. So I can understand it. It would be, I can't fully understand it because I'm not an NHL player. I never had a goal of winning the Stanley Cup. I never got that close to it. So I can rationalize how I think it would feel, but I truly don't know just how gut-wrenching it would be and how much it would impact you even the next season. But the numbers tell us that it does, so I will believe it because we've got some proof. Right? It's not my opinion. It's data factual that says teams outside of Boston are usually average to start the next year. And Edmonton, they fell right into that category. So I think they'll be motivated. They got a new coach. They're all going to want to impress them. That's normal. And, you'll have a new coach that a lot of people will be watching him. Great. Gregor, what if they win? Okay, they might win. There's a chance they could win. And I'll say this. If they win, and behind the scenes, he bullies multiple players, lots of guys say they hate the game, is it worth it? That's a question everybody themselves is going to have to answer, right? That's what everybody's going to have to answer. So I'll be curious how it goes for the organizers. I've said all along, I think Edmonton, when the season ended, even before Knobloch got fired, I said, I thought, Connor, you were there. I said, I think yours are going to win the division next year. They kind of embarrassed themselves. They didn't take the regular season serious enough. And that's not just on the coach. It's such a cop-out to just blame the coach. It's like saying goaltending is the only reason they give up goals. Does anybody believe that? Truly? Well, you shouldn't, because it's not just the goalie. They're a part of it. But the Oilers not being great last year, that's on your best players and your leaders. They're the ones who have the biggest impact in the game. They play the most minutes. They're the ones that are leaders of your team. It's just how it goes. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Hey, guys, is the Babcock hire not scream desperation? I feel like Kate's had a lot of input at the end of the day and forced Bowman and Jackson's hand. Thoughts from Darcy? Well, I can't say for certain if he forced it. Did he have a heavy influence? Yeah, I've heard that. I've seen other people report it. So I would tend to believe it. How much? I can't say. Like, I can't say for certain if it was if you don't do this, you're fired. I don't know if it ever got to that point. I would hope not. That would not be an ideal working situation. I do think a lot of frustration from not winning this year. And I think it was important for the organization to take a step back and analyze, okay, we obviously weren't happy by getting knocked out in the first round. We all agree with that? Okay, good. So now, why did it happen? So we can go through some things. Okay, regular season, didn't take it as serious. Okay, yeah, we learned from that. Now, what if we didn't have all four of our centers hurt? You think we could have won the series? We'll never know the answer, but I think I would give them a better chance of winning for certain. How much of an impact was that? I think it's a pretty big impact. So, overreact. Like, look at Carolina. They never made like a knee-jerk reaction. Now, they were aggressive and made some moves, but look how many times Carolina got there, really good season, 100 points, 110 points, 112 points, 113 points out in the third round, not even winning games in the third round. So you look and say, geez, we're only halfway there. And you know what? Then they made some moves. One didn't work. They pivoted. But it never felt like it was a desperation move. This one just feels like it was built on frustration and anger and, oh my God, come hell or high water, we need a hard coach. It just seemed like their blinders were on, and that was the only thing that was going to matter this offseason. If we get a hard-ass coach, it solves all our problems. Maybe that's the case. I have a hard time believing it's just that, because they went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And then look at the roster moves that happened after that. The GM left. Right? Some other roster moves came in. They didn't pan out as well. The players themselves even said, we don't think our team's as good. So you can change the coach, but you need better horses then, don't you? So now we know Babcock's going to be the head coach. Just a matter of when they announce the signing, probably early next week. Usually they leave to go to the draft on Wednesday, so I'd guess it was going to either be Monday or Tuesday, because then they'll go to the draft. And then you got free agents. You got pending free agents, Dickinson, Murphy, Kapanen, others. And then the free agent market. How are you going to build the team around it? Because if the players told you need better players, then I guess you need better players. Quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Electrical Solar Team is now making a play for sustainability and savings. They're specialists in powering up for a greener future. That's the strategy. Designing and installing high-efficiency solar panels. They're helping homes and businesses combat rising utility costs by harnessing the power of the sun.
A smart move for efficiency and the environment. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact because our team is built on second chances and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
Listen up, friends. Operation Pizza is a go at Papa John's. They're introducing new personal pizzas just in time to celebrate the premiere of Toy Story 5. These adventure-sized pies come in new, exciting flavors like Sheriff's Roundup, Space Rangeroni, and Reach for the Pie. Or take your personal pizza to infinity and beyond by creating your own flavor just for you. Order 2 or more with Papa Pairings and get yours for only $9.99 each. New personal pizzas are ready for takeoff. See Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Edmonton sports fans, stay informed with Sports 1440. Stream us. Listen to us on the AM dial. However you consume this radio station, thanks for listening.
There's one game that kicks off summer, June 20th at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The Elks home opener, Elks Alouettes, presented by James H. Brown, Alberta Injury Lawyers. Lock in your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets. Our city, our year.
Saturday, June 20th is the day to be at Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail. Come live the legend because the HD semi-truck is rolling in, bringing you the exclusive chance to test ride the powerful new 2026 models. All you need is your riding gear and Class 6 license to ride. Be there to enter to win a 2026 Liberty Edition Heritage Classic, floor prizes, and more. Don't miss the ultimate ride event of the summer. Locally owned and operated since 1980. Visit Harley-Davidson of Edmonton on the Yellowhead Trail or at hdedmonton.com.
Everything is going to be okay. If your debt has you feeling like you're in a free fall, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal allows you to eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we'll tackle your debt.
Experience the home ice advantage with your window coverings. Novo Blinds provides factory direct pricing and fast turnaround on roller, zebra, blackout, drapery, and motorized blinds. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
I'm Rick Showers from Noble RV, and 5 years ago, a lot of people bought their first RV. Not because they were really into the RVing, but because camping was literally the only thing you could do with your vacation time. You couldn't go on a cruise, travel was a nightmare. So you bought an RV and you enjoyed it. But now you have all your options back again. And that RV you bought during COVID might be sitting around costing you money.
An RV needs love, care, and attention whether you use it or not, right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. It's okay to declare it was the right solution for the time, but those times have changed. And you might find that an RV doesn't fit your plans anymore. And that's okay, because we can sell it for you. Pass it along to a family that would choose camping over anything else available in the world today. So bring it to Noble RV. Together, we'll celebrate what it did for you when you needed it and what it can do for you now that it's time to move on.
And that's Noble.
NobleRV.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Crystal Glass, your clear choice for residential windows, locally manufactured and installed. Crystal Glass provides a beautiful product and incredible customer services for all of your residential needs. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca for a quote.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
World Cup continues on, Canada fans, for a game that definitely has some potential implication. Depends on what happens in Canada's game later on. But Bosnia and Herzegovina taking on Switzerland still at the 69th minute. Nice. 0-0 game. So low-scoring pool thus far. 228 is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. The Daily Grand. You can get in it. $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. It's $7.3 million. Ooh, you can get a lump sum, or you can just take the grand every day. I understand the lump sum. You can earn more interest. Makes sense. The one every day maybe keeps you grounded a little bit. When you look at the history of lottery winners, maybe it's a little bit better for you. You choose, though. Choice is great. You have a choice in life. You get it at PlayAlberta.ca. Let's talk a little hockey and maybe even some World Cup as we get to our big guest of the day, brought to you by Silent Rides Charter Company, one of Alberta's premier bus charter companies with state-of-the-art motor coaches that will safely take you or your group to your next destination. Book your ride today at silentrides.ca. Landon Ferraro, former NHLer, pre- and post-game analyst here on Sports 1440, also does some work for Sportsnet in Vancouver. Landon, how you doing, man?
Doing really good. How are you doing?
Oh, I am all right. I'm excited for the game. The Vancouver City should be rocking today, I would think. Here in Edmonton, really no surprise to me. I didn't expect an investigation to lead to Babcock not getting a job, but it wasn't the most glowing review by the NHL's press release. In fact, so it's almost like, well, okay, you know what? We're not going to love it, but there's nothing in here that will allow us to not allow him to work. So I guess proceed with caution is what they would say.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty fair way to read that, right? Like it definitely had the undertone of, we don't really want this, but again, we didn't find anything. So it's up to you, and that's for the Oilers to decide. And I mean, it feels like they've made their decision, and it's just about figuring the contract out. It's, like we were talking last week, like it's a bit shocking to me, even still, a week out and talking about it more and all of this. It's such a pivotal point for the Oilers. And regardless of the X's and O's and all of that, it just seems like another distraction that's just not needed for this group in such a big season for the organization that'll have implications for, like, my kid who's 2, his entire fandom of hockey, right? Like it really will stretch out that far of the decisions in the next, call it 18 months, will really shape what this team is for the next 15 years.
Yeah, it's valid, right? Like there's, if people believe in the butterfly effect, every decision has implications, positively or negatively, down the road. And so now they're going to move forward. And, we have a lot of people saying, hey, if the leaders are on board with this, maybe there's a deal that said, hey, if we see anything fishy, we'll report it. But now you're asking players to kind of do things that they've never really done before either.
And I'd add on top of that, I mean, in fairness, like that has started to come into rooms already, though, because we are seeing more of these instances pop up, like in a way that guys are looking out for each other more, and there is more outlets to bring up things that have happened and talk about it. Like there is a lot more openness in rooms, and you hope that it keeps pushing that way, that things don't get smothered because you're worried about your career or things like that. That's the direction you're hoping all this goes. But again, like talking of a distraction, like if you're adding that to their plate in a more emphasized way of, hey, we'll really pay attention and you guys need to pay attention and let us know if something happens. Is that not already something that doesn't need to be on their plate when they're trying to get over a hump and say that you feel like you're right there to win a cup, right? Like that just seems like it's pulling attention to the wrong part. And for the Oilers, if this is what happens and he's the one that comes in, like that group is going to have to be a group, regardless of it going really well or it going poorly. That group's going to have to come together early and stick together and really keep pushing together, regardless of good or bad.
Yeah. And so what do you, there are players, hey, because I've had agents, multiple ones reach out. How much do you think it's going to impact, if any, orders and free agency?
I personally think it'll impact it for sure. I think there's enough guys around the league, coaches, sorry, that like newer age coaches that you see all these stories coming out on social media and what the team's putting out, how they interact and how kind of that team runs. Every player talks to other players. Like they know what that experience is like now. And the thought of going to something that is not that type of feel, are you going to put yourself in that position? Or do you have another option that even though it's not a promise of playing with Connor McDavid, you still have a really good centerman and you're in a place that you feel like instantly you're not walking on eggshells.
Yeah. So,
and to be fair, sorry to cut you off, but I think it's even more so for the bottom six guys that you're going to be looking to come in and fill out some spots that are really going to be thinking about it a bit more. And the way that they play, does that fit in for what they've heard? In saying all that, Babcock historically has loved playing four lines. He loves playing his fourth line against other teams' top lines so that it frees up his top two lines to be able to go try and take advantage of other lines and help the game along that way. In my short time with him, like it's the last 3 games of a playoff or of a season, and playoffs was the biggest chunk I had with him, and we played a ton. So it is one of those situations of if you can put your head down and do the work, you're going to have the opportunity. And, so it can go both ways. It's just about what a guy is comfortable with. And for every story that has come out and come out again as his name pops up, if that's something that you don't think is going to bother you or you believe that he has changed.
Landon Ferrauer joins us. Landon, when Chris Knobloch took over, they retained 2 coaches that were already here. And then Paul Coffey came in with them. And, that was kind of an organization's choice, right? What do you think? Do you think Babcock will get free reign here? Do you think there's a chance that Coffey might remain?
I mean, I bet that's a conversation that he'd definitely be willing to have. But I would also argue that Babcock has enough money to last his lifetime and seemed pretty happy in retirement. I mean, he was talking to Gregor 2 weeks ago saying he was happy with where his life was at. I don't think he comes out of that not having a lot of control in who's on his bench and how things are going to run, right? Like it's a pretty simple conversation of this is what I expect. And if you don't want that, like I'm good doing what I'm doing. I don't have to do this. So I would expect him to have a lot of say and have the people that he wants in. He likes things running a certain way. And you can't replicate your own people sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid. So I'll be curious to see. I would assume when, usually when you hire a head coach, he's got a pretty good idea of who his staff is going to be, right? It might not happen that day. Some teams like to spread it out, so you have different announcements, kind of stay in the story cycle. So I understand that from a marketing standpoint, but I would assume that considering how late this is, like the Oilers are the last team to have a head coach, that, if they have the press conference next Tuesday, well, now we're talking, June 22nd or June 23rd, that there'd probably be some knowledge of who the assistants are going to be as early as next week.
Yeah, I would imagine, again, like Babcock is a planner. He's on top of everything that's on his plate. And to me, again, I feel like it's something where going in and talking, like he already has his guys lined up. Like he already has his list done. And the conversation will be is there someone with the Oilers or from the Oilers management that they really want in there for whatever reason. But to me, Babcock comes in, I take the job, here's my list. Go figure out how to make that happen. That's more what I see happening.
Looking at some of the other moves around the league, we saw a few trades this week. I was hoping our streak of 4 days of NHL trades would continue, and so far that hasn't happened. So we'll see. We still got some time left in the day. But give me your thoughts on the just the Pacific Division, right? We know that Vegas is going to go with like a rookie head coach in the NHL for the first time in franchise history. They've always had experienced coaches, and they've been to the Cup 3 out of 9 times, so it's obviously worked for them. What do you make of the Vegas decision not to bring back Tortorella and to promote from within?
First, starting with Torts, I'd be really curious to know if he wanted to come back as well, right? Like, does he want to go through a full season of coaching again? Like that's another guy to me that seemed pretty happy outside of it and being able to take a step back, and then was really happy to come for that last stretch. The fact that they are hiring from within, I like it because they're already known, or they've always been known as just going and finding that hired gun and bringing in the next person that can help the team to the next part. But they've been around long enough that they've built their organization out. And this is the first guy that they've put in Henderson that has worked his way up. And when you have a more veteran group, I think you're able to do that a little bit more seamlessly, because it's not you're going to have to take care of every aspect that's going on. There's a lot of strong personalities in that room in the right way that can help him kind of form those first couple months while he's trying to implement things. They'll be able to help move that along as well. So to me, it just shows the progression of a expansion team that just hadn't had someone around long enough building into their culture what they wanted until now.
I'm very fascinated to see how that goes in Vegas. Vancouver's clearly going to rebuild. What's your gut say on any significant are they going to trade another roster player, do you think? Like, are we going to see even more established guys go out and youth come in here this summer for Vancouver?
The only way that doesn't happen is if no one wants to put up a half decent trade from the other side. I expect at least one of those guys to be in a trade, whether it's before the draft or at the draft. You're talking DeBrusk, Besser, Pettersson, Hronek. It's probably DeBrusk will be the first one because the other one's, longer tickets with no moves. DeBrusk has been a little more, not vocal, but hasn't denied that he'd be really willing to go somewhere that's not in a rebuild. For the Canucks and where they're at, they have to offload as many of those assets as they can. They can't afford to not have those become high draft picks. That you look at Carolinas, you look at San Jose, like teams that have been bringing in X number of picks every single season, and you see where it's not about getting lucky through it, but you're giving yourself as many chances to hit on players. And you see those guys coming into the league now. The Canucks have to follow that model. It's the only way to move this along at a faster rate without rushing it.
Okay. Yeah, and I agree with you. If you commit to the rebuild, then you got to commit. And there's a lot of pain that goes with it, right? You have to have an organization. We know we're going to have some tough years because that's just the reality now. That doesn't guarantee that you will have good years after, right? We've look at Columbus. Like, they've never been able to really get much traction. Buffalo took 14 years. Like, there's no guarantee. But if you want to at least believe that you can get back, you do have to endure a few years of pain, no question.
A few years is like the best possible scenario if that's the only amount of pain that you have. And when you look at a team that says they're rebuilding, I mean, it's so easy to go back a handful of years and see what got them to that point, and all those lessons that you can apply moving forward, like just all the quicker decisions, trying to just hold on to a belief that you're a contending team. And that team that Edmonton beat in 7 a couple seasons ago was a very good team in Vancouver. but that was also basically every guy hitting at the top of their abilities all at once, right? So you have to take a bit of that into consideration as well. So they have that inflated sense of we're contenders. Now you start making moves, trying to force yourself into that. You have to be really real with where your team is at, what you have coming in the future, and making a smart decision. Trying to hold on too long just extends the hurt on the other side. So in a lot of ways, though, for the people in Vancouver and the media and all of it, they're excited for the couple of extra years of, or the couple of years of hurt coming, because there already has been in the past. But at least now they're saying the right things. And, you know, in the short amount of time, they've followed through with the commitment of a rebuild. So there's hope on the other side, but you have to act on those and nail more of them more than you miss.
How's your soccer fandom?
A little bit. I live in a house, or, you know, my family have turned into soccer people. Both my younger brothers are full-time soccer guys. One's playing NCAA down in the States. So they're all in. I didn't quite get the invite today, but they're going to the Canada game. I'm coaching. So sadly, it's the same thing as when the Olympics were here. My family lived in Yaletown, 5 blocks from the rink. And I had to watch all the Olympics from my basement in my billet house in Red Deer. And now I'll be watching it from the Langley rink while all the festivities are going on downtown. But the buzz in the city's awesome. One of my younger brothers and I went to the new amphitheater that was built just in time for this to be ready. They have a bunch of viewing parties there to watch the first Canada game. And that's what it's all about, right? Being around a massive group of people, having that environment and atmosphere, it was awesome. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like today because, like I said, the city, you can feel it, how excited they are.
Should be fun, man. We appreciate it, Landon. Have a great day.
Yeah, you as well.
There you go. That's Landon from pre- and post-game show here in Sports 1440. We got lots of text line in, 833-401-1440. We'll return with the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
I've got some good news if you've been thinking about a heavy-duty truck. The 2026 Ram 2500 Black Express is now at St. Albert Dodge. You've got 20-inch black aluminum wheels, black Mopar side steps, body color, bumpers and grille, and a sport performance hood. Available in all the colors for $68,990. Plus, new this year, Ram's best-in-class 10-year powertrain warranty. Now's the time. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers. Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors. Strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
Cheering on Canada, Mexico, Australia, France, England, Brazil, Germany, Spain, and the rest of the world at the Druid Irish Pub.
Your World Cup headquarters.
Wear your colors, cheer on your team, and enjoy $6.50 Heineken every game.
Plus, your chance to win a ton of World Cup merch,
including hoodies, jerseys, soccer balls, and more.
The Druid Irish Pub, your World Cup headquarters.
Bringing Edmonton together, one soccer game at a time.
The Druid Irish Pub.
Cheer with us in the Mercer Building across from Rogers Place in Ice District.
And now Action Electrical's testing team is on defense duty. They're the guardians of safety and compliance, a critical part of any lineup.
Precisely. They perform rigorous safety and code compliance testing for commercial operations. Think of them as the referees, ensuring everything is up to standard before disaster strikes.
Their preventative plays are legendary, spotting faults early. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Tee up at the 2026 Golfathon presented by Popeye Supplements tomorrow at Rundle Park, supporting the University Hospital Foundation. Golf all day long for $250, including a cart and food. GoTrackSocialClub.com.
Albertans love to debate the best way to enjoy summer sports.
No. Playing on the field is the best, man.
No way. Watching from the sidelines, way more relaxing.
You're both crazy. Checking out the game from the Bro Zone is where it's at.
But there's one thing every sports fan agrees on.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky.
Wherever you catch the action, load up on Alberta's best beef jerky.
Wilhauk Beef Jerky. Because you can't have summer fun with salad. Only available in Leduc.
Expand your brand with Fusion Promo Marketing. Fusion is your trusted partner for all things branded merch and apparel. Thousands of products perfect for businesses, sports teams, and corporate events. Fusion with a Z. Promomarketing.ca.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
You've got better things to do than wait for an oil change. Jiffy Lube gets you in and out fast. No appointment necessary. All you have to do is roll into a location near you, and we'll take care of the rest. Every full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube is warranty approved and comes with a 20-point visual inspection, making sure you get back on the road safely. Find your neighborhood Jiffy Lube today. Visit jiffylubeservice.ca.
Get ready, outdoor enthusiasts, for the Kalmar Gun Show. Head to the Kalmar Hockey Arena Friday 3 till 8, Saturday 10 till 6, Sunday 10 till 3 for the premier event to buy, sell, and trade the best in hunting and sporting gear. Visit huntmaniashows.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Emerald Equipment. Emerald Equipment is Edmonton's newest dealer for Yanmar compact equipment. Machines built tough for the jobs that don't quit. Get your new Yanmar compact track loaders with ASV Posi track at Emerald Equipment.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Well, to quote Anchorman, that escalated quickly. All of a sudden, Switzerland scores 3 goals. It was like 0-0 at the 70-minute mark of this game, and boom, all of a sudden it's 3-0. So good night, Irene. Wow. That was, what the hell happened, Connor Halley?
Well, they scored 1. Remember Canada versus Bosnia, how the field was so tilted?
Yeah.
It was like that. And then Bosnia took a red card.
Okay.
So the Swiss have scored twice since then.
Twice then. So they've been using the extra man to their advantage. Well, hey, you know what? If you get an advantage, you got to take advantage of it. It is the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. It's time for Thirsty Thursday, brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, 2 locations, Southside on 50th Street and the original location, St. Albert Trail and 118th Avenue. Best selection of beer, wine, cocktails, and all non-alcoholic. Same whether you non-alcoholic wine, beers, cocktails. They got a great selection. Check it out at Sherbrooke Liquor. As David Owens joins us again. Dave, how you doing?
Fantastic. How are you?
I am. I'm pretty good. We have an all bottle. I think this might be the first time we've had all bottles of beer.
All bottles of beer. Yeah, absolutely.
We got some massive ones too in here. Holy jeez.
We got some beers here. Yeah. So this is our last World Cup
of beers
editions here. And so we've got 5 today. We were supposed to have 6, but one of them has been so popular since it got here. And we've sold so much of it. And we ordered the last bit of it out of the warehouse, and it's all gone. So we've got, I've got a few bottles.
It's like your Track-U-Air that we had last week.
That's right.
Sold out, I heard, on Friday. It's so good, buddy.
Yeah, and I thought there was a little bit, we thought in the warehouse, and it might have come back in today at the original store, but I'll have to, I'll have to check on that, or it might be coming in tomorrow at Otwell. But if it is, it's not a whole lot of it. So
okay. So what?
Yeah. So
what are we going with today?
So we've got Argentina. We were supposed to have Portugal. We do have a few bottles left of that, and we'll talk about it briefly.
Just like Portugal didn't show up anyway. So
there you go.
So here
Spain,
we go. Okay.
Belgium, England, and Austria. So we've got 6 beers. We start with a crisp South American lager.
From Argentina.
And from Argentina. And we end
How do you
with
pronounce this?
An incredible Doppelbock. So that's Chiams.
Chiams?
Yeah, Chiams. Chiams.
Okay, geez,
and
never have guessed that.
This is a really cool beer. So this one here, just, nice, easy. It's a beautiful pale lager. So bright golden, light foam. And this is actually a German Argentine kind of origin story. So you'll note that it's got some of those flavors of that really European style.
Yeah.
So this is a guy from Germany. Otto Bemberg. He arrived in Germany, spent 2 years perfecting a lager recipe before electricity even got in the region. And he was finally brewing by the time the lights came on. So
You guys are diehards, man. I love it.
right. And so that was, I mean, gosh, that was in 1890 when he first started working on this.
Okay.
And now this is 75% of Argentina's domestic beer market.
Really?
Yeah, that is huge. So, and the blue and white label matches the
pretty big
flags
beer.
and colors there.
All the Argentinians in town most of them have probably had one of these in their life.
Oh yeah, I mean, and you ask, ask any Argentine what if they knew what they were drinking when Maradona scored the hand of God. They were all drinking this, and celebrating this for sure. So fantastic, and perfect for those, Argentina, asado meals and empanadas and chimichurris and things like that. Just really great, clear, classic beer.
It is very just straight. European beers do have a little bit more flavor, I found.
They absolutely do. So you definitely have that German influence in this beer for sure.
And so now we have the.
Now we're going to we're skipping over Portugal, and we were supposed to have Superbock, and it is a fantastic beer. Superbock has I think 44 years in a row it won one of the gold medals at the Monde Sélection de la Qualité, and then through 77 through 2000. So, and that's one of the world's most rigorous quality assessments of food and beverage and stuff.
All right.
So few bottles left at Otwell. Get them while you can, because we'll probably be gone by tomorrow.
Okay.
And so now we are moving on to this really great Spanish. This is Estrella Inédit.
Looks like, well, it's in a wine bottle, it looks like. Dude, this is a big ass beer.
It's a big ass beer. So this is, hazy, fruity esters, kind of light banana.
What's
citrus.
it called?
Estrella. And it's from the Estrella and Inédit.
Okay.
Yeah. And this has been out of market
That
for a while.
smells unbelievable.
Right?
Oh my goodness. Oh no.
So great.
Well, that's a very crisp lager for sure.
Yeah.
Oof.
So this was actually developed
That's
by
a summer beer.
That's a
all
total
day
summer
long.
beer.
Sit outside, summer beer guaranteed.
Absolutely. And this is all about seafood, sushi, tapas.
They must drink this and then they have their naps.
Right.
Maybe that's why.
But this isn't that strong beer, 4.8%.
Yeah.
Right. So you're keeping it easy. So this was actually a collab between Ferran Erdria. He ran Ibuli from the mid-late 80s to mid-2000s. And that was ranked one of the world's best restaurants.
Ibuli?
Yeah.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah,
But
it was ranked one of the world's best restaurants ranked the world's best restaurant 5 times.
Ibuli.
Yeah. That's what
Is it still around or did it close?
Ibuli, it says.
Okay.
It's a good question. Yeah.
All right.
So he invented techniques that changed kitchens globally. So he decided the thing was missing was a great beer worthy of all that food and that took those tables. So he worked with Australia here, and they've come up with this
It's a good
piece.
beer.
So, you can have a white wine in a glass, or you could have something like this.
Well, I would take this
and
over.
that aroma.
I would take this over white wine.
That aroma is
Yes,
fantastic.
it smells
isn't it?
very good. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
And it's very much a sharer beer. Like if you could, well, this could be what someone asked you. Oh, you just had a beer last night. Well, if you had this one, that's a pretty big beer.
Absolutely.
That's literally a wine bottle, and like almost bigger than a wine bottle.
It's perfect for a
Like,
dinner
how
with
many
a
mils is
small
this
group
thing?
of friends. Crack that open the table, and everyone has a small glass of beer with their food.
Oh, yeah. Medium size.
They're doing it.
Oh, that's 750 mils, or man,
Yeah,
that's
it's about
big.
that, yeah.
All right. Then we got the Orval from
now-
Belgium.
now we're
Oh
moving
yeah,
to
well,
Orval.
Belgian beers, man. I don't even have to taste it. I know it's good. I think Belgium has the best beers overall.
Overall, absolutely. So this beer, I think this is quite possibly my favorite beer on the planet, and it is one of the best beers in the world by far.
Pretty good. It's not the track you air, but it's pretty good. Dude, I'm
yeah.
in love with that beer now. Honestly, it's
Oh.
like I got a crush on it from last
Now,
week.
the cool thing about this beer, here, I need to have a sip of this. Oh, that's so good. This is so Orval is
It is pretty good. Not
There's
gonna
two
lie.
things that establish about this beer. So this is this is wild yeast in this one.
Okay.
And the legend of it, that the label shows a trout with a gold ring in its mouth, right? And so this comes from a medieval story about Countess Matilda of Tuscany, who lost her wedding ring there in the spring near the site, prayed for it, and a trout surfaced with her ring. And she explained Val d'Or, and which means valley of the gold, valley of the ring, of the gold. Yeah.
Okay.
So Golden Valley. So she donated the land to the church, who had built the monastery in 1070, and now
This beer's been around since 1070.
It's been around for a long time.
God, that beer's like, man, we don't even, our country wasn't even around then.
Yeah,
so
and so this is
the
actually
difference.
Orval is actually currently they have a female head brewer. The first Trappist abbey to ever have a female head brewer, and so they since 2022 the nuns, the Cistercian nuns, have joined the monks of this monastery. So
the nuns and the monks are making the beers,
right?
Yeah.
The monks
doing God's work, as they say, doing God's work.
Yeah, and so what's really cool about this beer, and so when I was in Belgium earlier this year, or it's on the menus everywhere, and every beer house you go to, but they also will have Orval, and then they'll have Orval Old on the menu. And so essentially what they do, this is a great bottle. It will age. So you have a bottle here, it says 2025, put it in your cellar, put it downstairs somewhere dark, hold on to it for a couple of years. And then about 2.5 years is when they say it is absolutely
the best.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And so, and I can attest.
I don't know if I have the patience to do that, but yeah,
ages,
you need somebody out there's got a beer or a wine
awesome.
cellar, you could do it.
There you go.
And then you celebrate. Hey guys, 2.5 years. See, we did that one. My buddy did that once with his magnum of wine, but somehow
every time you
I
come
think the
in-
cork had ruined, so then it was ruined. I was like, well, there's
that's tough.
Yeah.
Those things happen.
Yeah.
But with these, every time you come in, buy two, put one in your cellar, drink the other. It's great.
All right.
All right. So now we're moving on to Sam Smith. So this is Samuel Smith Organic Chocolate Stout. Went up to 5% here.
Oh, geez.
So we're coming down.
Sounds
from
good.
6.9 to 5.
Ooh.
That is a pretty fabulous chocolatey stout.
Like it's not overwhelming chocolate. It just kind of comes in late. It's almost like an aftertaste, but very good.
Very,
and
very
minty.
good.
There's a little bit of a mint undertone.
A little bit of that hint in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, absolutely. So this was founded in 1758.
Oh my God.
So this is Yorkshire's oldest brewery. And when they built this, they built a well. It was 85 feet underground, and that's where they got the water from this. They still use that well and that water today when they're brewing this. So super really cool, piece with that and piece of history. But it also it was the water source they used for it. So in that area, they got it because of the limestone that was in the area, and the limestone really helps filter the water, makes it great. But this one here also goes into a really cool well to age and stuff, which is super different.
This is really good.
Yeah, that is
like, oh my God, good.
One of those.
Check this one out, boys and girls. The Samuel Smith's Organic Chocolate Stout, and it's obviously it's not sweet tasting at all, but there's a little bit of mint at the end of the chocolate. Like, but it's so smooth.
So smooth.
Oh,
yeah. And in a bottle like this, again, it's 2 or 3 small glasses shared with friends.
Yeah,
just delicious.
Now this last one.
Okay.
From Austria.
First
of all,
moving on to.
I just look at the bottle. It's a very unique bottle. Like, this is one of those bottles you can empty it and you could keep it on your shelf and it looks awesome.
That's right. And this one also, we've got gift packs of them with 2 glasses for you and your friend to share it with.
And so how do I pronounce it?
So it's pronounced Sammy Claus. Sammy Claus.
What is this?
Santa Claus.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
Sammy Claus.
Sammy Claus. That's right.
So
it means Santa Claus in Swiss German, right?
Okay.
So this is brewed on December 6th every year. It is.
Why December 6th?
That's St. Nicholas Day.
Oh.
And then they age it for 10 months. And here we go. This was bottled in 2010. That's how old this is. 2010.
And we just opened it today.
Just opened it today.
Oh, does that ever smell good?
Oh.
Ooh. Very different tasting.
Very different tasting. I'm
trying to figure out how. It's almost got like a slight iced tea flavor. What do you taste?
Yeah, I can see some of that. I kind of get those, it's a bit of the toffee. You get that port wine, that dried fruit kind of thing.
Yeah.
Incredibly smooth. This is 14%
very smooth.
alcohol.
What?
14%.
Pace yourself, kids.
So this is long. It's got a warming finish.
This is definitely a shareable. Like this would go. This is a great sipper when you're having a dinner.
Yeah.
Oof.
It's more of a digestif than anything
Okay.
else than beer, right?
It almost had a little bit of a port flavor to it.
It does, yeah. It's definitely got those port pieces to it for sure. So this is originally brewed in 1979, and it's just brewed once a year. It's held the Guinness World Record for strongest beer in the world since 1980, and they don't do the Guinness records anymore, so it's been beaten since then. But this was it for quite some time.
And it's funny because you say it's 14%. It doesn't because I've had harder beers sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was a kid, they used to have the X. Molson X, and it was like, and that thing you taste, you're like, oh my god, this is so strong.
Oh,
and
that was
you're like,
awful,
I gotta drink it, but it was no. Like this, when you told me it's 14%, I'm like, really? No, but it does have a little bit of a port.
It's got a little bit of that to it for sure. So
if you want to be classy, boys and girls,
and this just happens to love being cellared. It gets better with age. Like when this was, if we had drank this when it first came out, it would have been delicious, but it wouldn't have been like this. Wouldn't have been as complex and full and rich as this for sure. Crazy lineup.
It's very tasty.
So good.
Yeah.
All the, I think we've great lineup today. Missing the Super Bock in there, but there's some wonderful beers. That Sam Smith, the chocolate, the Orval, like you're drinking that stuff. You're drinking the best example in the world of this stuff.
And the fact that it's been around since 1070, it's got a pretty good track record, I would say.
That
pretty proven.
Has been working it hard.
Well, I love it. So if you're a beer connoisseur and you just like to try different beers, I would recommend stopping in Sherbrooke today or the weekend before they're gone. Something tells me the Samuel Smith ain't gonna last very long.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah,
that Samuel Smith was really good too. I love it. And the
people
Orval.
that don't like beer, drink this, they won't even know it's beer.
It does. It's not very carbonated. No. I find like a lot of sometimes Canadian beer is a little bit more carbonated, and there's not much carbonation to it. It's quite smooth.
Yeah, and as it warms up, it also.
Put in a sifter even.
Yeah, put in a little stiffer. Hold on to it, let it warm up, and just the flavors are going to develop even that much more. Same with the Salmon Claus. Salmon Claus is actually the glasses in the gift bag, or like.
Well, the Salmon Claus is strictly for the bottle, man. The bottle looks unreal. So like that could literally, you could put that anywhere in your house. And this looks pretty nice. I like it. Awesome. Thanks, Davey. Have a good one, my man.
Thank you.
There you go. That was Thirsty Thursday. We'll return. We got Terry Ryan, Dan Rosen, lots coming up in the next hour. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Here's the Con Man and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, you name it, they got it. Over 15,000 vehicles to choose from. GoAuto.ca.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
Casey Minnesota, Mike Babcock has been cleared to coach again in the NHL. The league announced an investigation into Babcock as requested by the Players Association has been completed, allowing the 63-year-old to return to the NHL for the first time since a brief stint with the Blue Jackets in 2023 at the World Cup. Canada in action taking on Qatar just after 4 from the BC Place in Vancouver. Earlier today, Czechia and South Africa with a 1-1 draw. The Swiss handled Bosnia 4-1. Later tonight, South Korea and Mexico meeting in Guadalajara. Major League Baseball, Vlad went yard for the first time in over a month as the Blue Jays get past the Red Sox 4-3 elsewhere. Mariners lead the Orioles 3-0 in the fourth. Heading into the eighth, the Twins up on the Rangers 7-2, and the Guardians have a 4-2 lead over the Brewers in the top of the ninth. At the U.S. Open right now, crowded atop the leaderboard, amateur Ryder Cohen 3 under par with Sam Stevens, Aaron Ray, Bryson DeChambeau, Wyndham Clark, Xander Schauffele, and Billy Horschel all 2 under par. When it comes to Canadians, got to scroll down for a little bit. Corey Connors currently 1 over par. And Ben Silverman, Nick Taylor, both +4. Coming up in hour 2 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll be joined by former NHLer Terry Ryan. We'll look around the NHL with Dan Rosen from NHL.com, and we'll speed things up in the Cantor Racing Report with Colin Livingston. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Come for Canada's largest trade shows, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. And stay for the experience at the Edmonton Expo Centre. Looking for the perfect place to host your next big event? From trade shows to galas, meetings, and concerts, the Edmonton Expo Centre has the space, event expertise, and service to make your next event unforgettable. With over 522,000 square feet of flexible event space, in-house catering, and operational expertise, they bring your biggest vision to life.
That escalated
Learn
quick.
more at edmontonexpocenter.com today.
Looking for a truck that could handle anything Alberta throws your way? Wolf GMC Buick has the offers to get you behind the wheel. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on select new 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 models. Plus, trade in an eligible 2015 or newer pickup and receive a $1,000 truck trade-in bonus on select Sierra models. Ask about bonus offers for heroes, students, recent graduates, and more. Visit wolfgmcbuick.com.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
Call Legacy.
Good one, my man.
Thank you.
Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you. Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Shoulder pain. It can make even the simplest things like reaching up, lifting a bag, brushing your teeth, or sleeping frustrating. Rotator cuff strains, impingement, arthritis, they're some of the most common issues we treat every day. I'm Grant Fedoruk, and at Leading Edge Physio, our team brings postgraduate training, evidence-based technology, and just the right amount of humor and humility to help you feel better. Because we never forget the most important part, the gratitude we feel for every patient who allows us the opportunity to care for them. Because life shouldn't hurt. When it does, leadingedgephysio.com.
Scott McGilvery here, HGTV host and renovation expert. The one upgrade I know homeowners will love: better, fresher Culligan water straight from the tap. Culligan's Aquacentral reverse osmosis filtration system takes your water to the next level. With up to 7 stages of filtration and 14 filter options, they're certified to reduce over 90 contaminants. Your tap water is about to get a major upgrade. Safer water that tastes great. Get started with a free in-home water test at Culligan.com. Culligan, water you love.
Hey, hon, I'm getting expressions and images to frame my hockey card collection in the man cave.
Perfect. I'll come with you and bring our wedding photos. For sports memorabilia and family treasures, think Expressions and Images, your local custom framer since 91. You name it, we frame it.
Wendy's 99-cent Frosty is back, and Frosty farmers couldn't be happier. Made with Canadian dairy, they grow up cool, creamy, and mighty thick. It's farm to Frosty. Get a small 99-cent Frosty until August 2nd. At participating Wendy's, taxes extra.
Ends Wednesday at Pet Value. Save $8 on select Performer Trend Ultra Limited ingredients and grain-free dry dog food, and 15% on select Royal Canin dry cat food. Shop your local Pet Value and petvalue.ca.
It's been a hard day tonight, and I've been working like a dog.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Leading Edge Physio. We treat pain and injuries head to toe and some other issues that might surprise you, like incontinence, vertigo, neuropathy, and cognitive issues. We invest in technology, techniques, skills, and people that know how and what to fix. Life shouldn't hurt. LeadingEdgePhysio.com.
This is Sports 1440, where Edmonton talks sports.
On YouTube, Facebook, and X.
Here's Jason Gregor.
Brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca.
What a wild second half. Welcome back. 0-0 at the half. It was 0-0 through 70 minutes. And it ends up 4-1. What a crazy game. And now, of course, coming up later today, Canada taking on Qatar. As Canada, a win puts them in a pretty good spot. Because, of course, they face Switzerland in their final round robin game, which could be for first place. Like if Canada wins, they'll both go in with 4 points. Could be a chance to win the pool. It'd be awesome. I love it. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440 is the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca, where, of course, the the Daily Grand, your chance to win $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. Or also, you can get on the action for Canada tonight. PlayAlberta.ca. We talk now with our regular Tuesday, Thursday co-host Terry Ryan, former first-round draft pick of the Montreal Canadiens, stars as a hitch on Shorzy. TR, how you doing?
Fantastic today, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because myself and my buddy, longtime NHLer, Zenon Konopka, well, medium time, and got some great stats. Zenon's got the second in all-time face-off percentage, and he's the last player with over 300 penalty minutes. Little tidbits, but anyway, we were here about a month ago. Yeah, some great. So he's great to have, and he's a good talker. He's a great speaker. You know, he was a player's rep a lot. He wore a letter, got a Mem Cup with Ottawa in a really unique fashion. Anyway, we've been doing a lot of these Hockey Helps the Homeless, Jackson events lately. We were here like a month and a half ago, and he said, and his buddy was with us, Mike Shute, who also played pro hockey, Kyle Shute, they're brothers. And they said, hey, if we apply for the Price is Right, would you guys come along? Sure, why not? And today we got a phone call, and on Wednesday we are going to be coming on down. We're on the show. We're allowed to bring a guest. I'm going to bring my dad and my daughter are going to fly up. I was taking my dad to Toronto anyway on Saturday to Tuesday to watch a Jays game, little getaway for Father's Day. And now they called and said, are you going to be around on Wednesday? And I said, yes, I am. And they said, come on down. You guys are in.
So you get into the crowd, but so guarantee you get to play, or you just get into the crowd?
I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I guess they want. Now I don't want to say it right now, but we have a little gimmick that we're going to pull off. So hopefully, but there's only so many people in the crowd.
All right.
So I would think that one of our group are going to get called up. I really don't know. That's what I gathered from what because I'm bringing my dad, for example, but he can't get called up.
Oh.
So is he going to be in the crowd? I don't know. I don't know how that works, but we're going to give it a try.
All right. Are you a big Price is Right guy? Like, do you know the games?
Well, oh yeah, I do. And they sent us a list today of all the games that are going to be possible. But I mean, for me, I would think like probably 70% of the people my age, it was on in the daytime.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't as many options. So I know all the games. I watched all of it. Like, when Adam Sandler chose to put Bob Barker in the movie,
yeah,
Happy Gilmore, there was a reason for that. Like, now I don't think that The Price is Right would be as relevant as it was then. But then everybody knew, like Bob was getting to the end of it, but that was this huge show that, a lot, I don't know the numbers, but I'm guessing way more eyes in the past, like way back when we were younger. So, for me, yeah, I mean, I know every game off by heart. I could, go and play them now. But what I don't know is like numbers for these appliances. Like if we get called up in contestants row, you got to know beyond like a can of peas or a carton of eggs, right?
Better do some studying, buddy.
Yeah, I've been looking and it's all over the place, but I seem to see, like electronic appliances seem to come up a lot, appliances in general, but I would have no idea what a stove costs. So I got to look at all this stuff, and the least I can do is study for the next few days.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. That's fun, man. Well, there's even the evening prices right now. There's like 2 editions of it. I just found that out the other day. So obviously I'm not a big Price is Right fan. Clearly, I have no idea how long the evening one. And actually, as I was watching it, there's a guy in there that looks a lot like Sean Brown. I'm gonna work next when Sean Brown comes back after the summer. I'm gonna put up when he's doing the show. We're gonna put it up there because, dude, they look a lot alike. You'll be surprised. So check that out. It's officially unofficial, but Babcock has been cleared by the NHL. Not really with a glowing review by any stretch of the imagination, if you read their press conference or not. But the orders and Babcock obviously been, they just got to hammer out some final details. He'll be announced as a head coach next week. TR, what do you make of the signing by the orders?
Well, I mean, we talked about it, and there's one thing that I definitely know. There's not much what goes on the inside. I often say when these things, Mike Babcock in my experience, was good. I mean, I know him. He coached Spokane. I met him a few times. Hey, you're from Newfoundland. You play well. You know, that kind of guy after the game. He seemed, you know, the Babcock charm. That's all I ever saw. And for Danny Cleary, it literally changed his career. Made him a Stanley Cup winning longtime NHLer. So that's my only. But again, I understand. I believe these. I went through that sort of thing with Michel Therrien. My experience was a little different. When I hear Mike Commodore speak, Daniel Winnick, so many more people are speaking up. I get it. I know what it's like to be bullied by a coach. But again, I was in the minors, and I knew it was kind of like the Ryan Craig situation. Like, we knew that he was going to be up in the NHL. I played, though. Like, I was rookie of the year. I despised him that much, and the way he acted, his ignorant demeanor towards everybody, including me, that I wanted out. But it wasn't for ice time. Like, I would have just got. That's why I look back at it and go, like, what the hell was I doing, right? But I really felt so strong, like, about that guy, that I didn't want to go back. I'm like, man, if I do get up to Montreal, I'm going to deal with this for year after year. And I'm looking at Darcy Tucker, who was my roommate, get traded. Not that I'm as good as Tuck, so I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at it in relative terms, looking at Asham and Tux and Higgins, and these guys are going and they're doing well. Like, what? So mine was a little different. So who am I to say, you know, the things that go on behind closed doors with Mike Babcock? But you know what? I don't have to, because all of these other people did. Now, what we all know is that the Oilers, everybody in that organization that are making this decision, they know how much scrutiny is out there, and they're aware, and they're still doing it. So maybe there's something, guys, that we don't know. Who knows, man? Maybe the guy's sincere. I don't know. Maybe he went in. One thing that we're not is in these meetings. And, you know, maybe they go out and win the first 10 games. I mean, who knows? But I'm kind of at the point that I'm exhausted talking about it, because they know all of this. Like, the whole hockey world, like, you're talking 95% of people. If you look at any social media platform, I don't a lot, but I bet you, just listening, I bet you that it's at least 90% against them. And if they know that, then, man, it just must be, and it something that we don't know. Or if Connor McDavid, the best player in the world, really wants him, then screw it. Then I guess, you know, we're just going to have to accept it and go forward with it, and maybe they win. To me, it's hard to put all the pieces together, but it is for everybody else as well, and they're very aware. So, you know, good luck.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how it goes. We'll take a quick break. We'll return to Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Our new McCafe crafted sodas just drinks or something more, like Sprite Berry Bliss, Creamy Strawberry Coke, and Orange Dream, all swirled with fizzy flavor and topped with silky cold foam. Only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Don't let equipment failure stop you cold. At AWS Welding in Nisku, our factory-trained service techs are on hand for all welding equipment repairs. We're a fully warranted center for Miller, Lincoln, and ESAB. And we service all makes and models. Proper, regular service extends the life of your gear and keeps it running at peak capacity. Don't wait for a breakdown. Book your service appointment today at 780-979-0470. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Okay, new strategy. I'll just live in the freezer till October. It's spacious in here. It's spacious.
There's a better way to survive the coming AC season. Pro Solutions is your one-call-solves-it-all expert for AC repairs, tune-ups, and new installations. We offer convenient financing options and fast appointments so you can enjoy your entire home, not just the freezer.
Now I can leave the frozen peas where they belong.
Book now at prosolutionsinc.ca.
The best way to experience Elks football is being there when it happens. From single game to flex packs, group tickets, and family packs. Your seats, your way. Ticket packs available now at goelks.com/tickets. Edmonton Elks. Our city, our year.
That's right. You don't have to wait, because Black Friday is back at the Brick. For 4 days only, you can shop incredible deals throughout the store. Get 60% off sofas when you buy the matching love seat or chair. Save 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And get up to 40% off select mattresses. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals end Monday. Shop in store or online at thebrick.com. The Brick, saving you more.
If you've got a smart speaker, get it to play Sports 1440.
And it doesn't matter when you listen as we roll out the Sports Talk
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Edmonton's home for sports radio is Sports 1440.
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection, incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal's only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package. And the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
I'm good to go.
With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. MortgagesToGo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say,
I'm good to go.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Equipment Auction is this Friday at 9 a.m. featuring articulated dump trucks, backhoes, excavators, forklifts, graders, loaders, packers, reclaimer, skid steers, telehandlers, turf mowers, plus commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
School's almost out, and road trip season is just around the corner. But if your brakes sound like they're grinding harder than a hockey fourth liner, it might be time to visit Napa Auto Parts. Napa has all the quality parts, tools, and know-how to help keep your vehicle running smoothly and road ready. With over 85 locations in Alberta, visit your local Napa store today or shop online at napacanada.com. That's Napa know-how.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg Public Unreserved Industrial Auction is this Friday at 9 a.m. featuring a large selection of 2020 to 2014 Caterpillar, John Deere, and Volvo articulated dump trucks. Info at maauctions.com.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sherbrooke Liquor, the best place for wine, cocktails, and beers from all over the world. Also, a variety of excellent non-alcoholic options. See more at SherbrookeLiquor.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Six. Edmonton Oilers signing Connor Unger today to a 1-year, 2-way contract with an AAV about $850. No surprise there. But just so you know now, so Unger, he can't go to the East Coast League. Matt Tompkins has a year left in his deal. He doesn't go to the East Coast League. So your two younger guys in Day and Johnson, that's likely where they're going to have to play. That's just simply how it goes. Now, Unger, I shouldn't say he could agree to go to the ECHL. But you can't force a player. He's on a 2-way deal, right? Once you're out of your entry-level contract, then essentially that means usually your time in the ECHL is up, and you're either an AHL guy or an NHL guy. So good news for Connor Unger. Gets himself a 1-year deal at $850K if he's in the NHL. We'll see. I would expect that he would start in the American League. And if he continues on the season he had last year, we could maybe see him get promoted. We will see how it goes. But good for him. And he earned it. No question about it. Had a very good year last year. 833-401-1440. 833-401-1440 is where you can text us. Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca alongside Terry Ryan. As we go around the NHL, brought to you by McDonald's. And making your way to see Atish and the team at Heritage McDonald's. the drive-thru is back open starting tomorrow. The dining room opens a week later. So there you have it. For all of you that are around there on the Heritage McDonald's, it's going to be open for drive-thru starting tomorrow. As we welcome Dan Rosen from NHL.com to the show. Danny, how you doing, my man?
I'm good. What's going on? How are you?
Oh, lots is happening in the NHL. We got lots of coaches coming in. Stanley Cup for Carolina after many swings at it. They finally, let's start there. I think a great example where, like, it's not lost on me when you look at the three longest tenured coaches have won 4 of the last 6 Stanley Cups. I think sometimes teams get way too eager to want to change the coach all the time.
Yeah, they do, because but you have to establish a program, and you've got to establish the culture, the style of play, be consistent with it, don't waver in it. And that is what you saw here with Rod Brind'Amour. You know, I mean, he's the ultimate example, and the Carolina Hurricanes are the ultimate example of 8 years of playing the exact same way. They get over the hump this year. Why? People will all look all around. Why? I mean, they added more skill and, you know, to the style of play that they have. And, you know, I mean, that's the key thing. You have to stay consistent and true to who you are. Can't waver from it. And I think too often teams lose patience. And you have to have a little bit of patience in this league. You're not going to win it every single year.
No, God, no. Heck, if you can win it once in 20 years, you're doing pretty good.
But if you win it once, Vegas won it in 2023. Now they're on their third coach since then. Now, you know, their second coach since then. Now, right? I mean, like, you know, that's the thing. Like it's not working. Well, we got to go the other way. And sometimes, you know, it's hard to stay consistent. But if you believe you've got the right guy, you know, you got another shot.
Yeah. The Vegas Golden Knights go with the rookie head coach. Toronto goes with Jim Hiller, and Edmonton goes with Mike Babcock. Your thoughts on the 3 coaches this week?
Well, listen, I mean, Ryan Craig, to me, that was signed, sealed, and delivered. I even think before Tortorella came, you know, and kind of Kelly McCrimmon kind of alluded to that a little bit, that it wasn't fair to Ryan Craig in a situation with Henderson to put him in a position when they were thinking about, you know, when they let Bruce Cassidy go. So they brought in a veteran guy who they knew they could jump right into it. But then you go all the way to the Stanley Cup final, and now people start questioning, like, well, maybe Tortorella is going to be the guy. He's going to be the guy. But they've got a guy there in Henderson that they didn't want to lose. And I thought he was the heir apparent the whole way through. And so I wasn't surprised by that. That was the least surprising. Let's call it that. But okay. I mean, you could have shaved my head and it would have been the least surprising of on the other 2. Okay. You know, like that's the thing. Jim Hiller, I didn't see that one coming. I mean, listen, in a way it makes sense. He's been there when they were successful for some years and those guys were growing up, the Matthews and Riley, you know, Morgan Riley and Nylander and Marner, who's not there anymore. Hiller was a part of that. Like, he was there. So I understand that. He did not have much in the way of firepower in LA, if you ask me. Like, they were okay, but he did get them to the playoffs last year, and then we know what happened. But I was surprised. I didn't see that one coming. I thought to myself that there would be sort of an outside the box hire, and maybe that is the outside the box hire, but I was thinking like a first timer who, you know, an up and coming first timer. But let's see how Jim Hiller does. And then the Mike Babcock situation came out of left field. And, you know, the NHL obviously releases a statement today on Mike Babcock, and he's cleared to work. I mean, a lot of times you can look at it and say, well, listen, if there needs to be an investigation, are we hiring the right guy? But if I was just talking about it, you have to stay true to who you think you are. And if they believe that he's the right guy, they'll go through this entire path to get him in and be the right guy. And it looks the way that's going to be the case.
TR?
Dan, do you think there was ever a chance, though, that he was going to get rejected? There's a lot of fog there. Like, unless it's criminal, like, were we expecting him to get rejected?
I wasn't expecting him to get rejected. Because first off, I don't know, because I don't know what the NHLPA had. I don't know what would pop up in an investigation, it would have to be a lot. I mean, you think about that, right? To preclude a person from working in your league, it would have to be a lot. And it obviously was not. It was something because, the NHL statement today, wasn't exactly a ringing endorsement for hiring Mike Babcock. If you read the statement, it was not a ringing endorsement for hiring him. I mean, what they say in the statement, I'm reading it now. The league has completed its review of Mike Babcock's tenure in Columbus and of certain alleged conduct associated therewith. Our investigation has concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, there's no current basis. So it's just like, you can go ahead and hire him, but know what you're hiring, right? So we're giving you permission. There's nothing to restrict it. And I guess there would have to be a whole heck of a lot more for that to be the case. So I didn't think that it was going to get to that point. I actually wondered when the investigation started if that's when the Oilers were going to pull out from it. But they stayed true to it, and it looks like they're going to hire him now.
Yeah.
You are out east, and actually, Dawson Mercer, a good Newfoundlander, just came home for the summer. What do you think is on the wish list for the New Jersey Devils?
Ooh, that's a good question. Haven't thought about them in a little while, to be honest with you. I would think that the Devils wish list, I would think it's a really good question. I have not thought about the Devils in a while, so to give you like a big answer, I don't know, but I think I would have to go with, back end help, the health, number one, which they don't seem to ever stay healthy. But I think some defensive help and some defensive, maybe like a change in the system a little bit, or defensive-minded forwards, a checking line that really can be a shutdown line, but also can pop some offense. Like the Devils, to me, have high-end guys. Jack Hughes is a high-end guy. Nico Hischier is a good two-way guy. He's a really good two-way guy. But Jesper Bratt's a high-end guy. Timo Meyer's a high-end guy, right? But who's the shutdown? Where's the shutdown area? How are you gonna stop the puck from going in the net if you're the New Jersey Devils? And that's been a problem for them. And health. They got to get healthy. They got to stay healthy.
Yeah, well, that's a tough one. I'm curious. What about Nemec on the blue line and potentially what he could snare them in a trade? He's an interesting player to me, young guy, and we've seen this, Dan. Lots of teams trade young D-men and then they flourish somewhere else.
Yep, I don't think. I mean, listen, you want to trade him, you're trading him at your own peril, if you ask me. I mean, this is a guy in Nemec who has great upside. He's 22 years old and is a right shot defenseman. He can't demand the world in a new contract. He's an RFA. He can't demand the world. It's not like he's had a monster career to date. Like he's not Lane Hudson. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he's a good player and he's 22, and defensemen in this league don't pop that often when they're in that 18 to 22 range. It's typically when they're in their mid 20s when we see it, 23, 24, 25, 26, right? Well, I don't know that I would trade him, because I think if you trade him, he's going to pop somewhere else and you're going to be regretting it. So I would get him under contract. I would do what I can to trade Dougie Hamilton. That 100% I would do. I would look to trade Jonas Siegenthaler if I could. I mean, he's got a very favorable contract. I would try to rework my back end in that way. But I would not trade Nemec. I really wouldn't. I even if they didn't trade Siegenthaler, I still would look to trade Dougie Hamilton. Even if they didn't trade Siegenthaler and you added somewhere else on the back end, to me, it's still up front for the Devils. Like they just, where are they, like, and I use this, like, where are they scaring you defensively up front? Where is it? Where's their level of toughness up front that you're like, that team's going to bring a snarl and they're going to forecheck the heck out of us and they're going to be in our face and it's going to be a hard night no matter when we play them. And it's a hard night if Jack Hughes is healthy and he's got the skill and gets going, but you need a little bit more than that.
Dan Rosen from NHL.com joins us. Dan, there's lots of rumblings and maybe more than usual. We know Larkin's out there, Nemec, Darnell Nurse, as far as players. McTavish's name's been out there for months. St. Louis Blues, we know they try to trade Parayko at the deadline. He vetoed it. So there's lots of guys. The Connor Hellebuyck rumblings have started. around the league. What are you expecting between now and free agency as far as trades?
I think we're already seeing some of them. The trades are happening already. We've seen a couple. Ross Colton moved, Joe Wall moved. Those trades. I think it's trades. The free agent class has a couple of good players in it, a couple of difference-making players, but not a lot. And teams are going to look around and they're going to be like, well, if I can't find it there, I got to find it somewhere else. And you're not going to find it in the draft for next season unless you're picking in the top 2 or 3, right? So you got to find it somewhere else. And most likely, I say that as a case. So I think trades are going to be a popular thing. I think we'll see I think it's going to be a different offseason, and it's going to become the norm more than anything else because the cap's going up. A lot of young guys get signed early. Teams are locking their guys up, except for huge names, Connor McDavid being one, Austin Matthews being another. Those guys are not locked up. I think we're going to see trade season be pretty popular here over the course of the next 2 weeks and into the summer, to be honest.
Any names I didn't mention that you think might get moved?
Well, I have to think about who you mentioned now, man. Now you're asking me to do. I don't know. I mentioned Dougie Hamilton. I think they're going to try Vincent Trocheck. There's got to be, there was talk about Vincent Trocheck. Did you mention him?
No,
I can't recall.
I didn't mention Trocheck. Yeah.
Vincent Trocheck is one. He's again, he's not a young guy, but he's an impact guy, and a team that needs a number 2 center that can make an impact. He's clearly one. I mean, we know that Larkin is going to be the guy that teams are going to be after if he is availing himself to them through his no trade, and if that's going to work. But Trocheck is certainly one that I think I would be on the lookout for. I'm not even 100% sold if I'm the New York Rangers, I would trade him, but you can't roll it back the way the Rangers were last year. So some things have to change. Another one to look at it from a Rangers perspective too is Alexis Lafreniere. He had a good finish to the season, but it really didn't matter much. He's got a contract that's $7.45 million for the next several seasons. But he's 24 years old, and teams will take. He has not really popped in New York. He's had a couple of good moments, but he hasn't really popped in New York, and that might be another one that the Rangers could be looking at right now as well. So, I think the trade season is going to be really interesting. I really do.
Yeah, me too. Dan, really appreciate it, man. Enjoy it, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
There you go. That's Dan Rosen from NHL.com. Of course, coming up later today, Canada. Big game against Qatar. An opportunity to keep pace with Switzerland, who won 4-1 earlier today. A win today by Canada moves them to 4 points. Same as Swiss, and then they would meet them next Wednesday, really, for first place in the pool. So, could be huge. Take a quick break. We'll return. It's the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
Are you a skilled laborer? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you. A heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience? All-Star Construction wants to talk to you, too. With work in and around Edmonton for local land developers, All-Star Construction offers year-round employment. Whether it's power, gas, or telecom, developers rely on All-Star Construction to get the job done. So if you're a skilled laborer or a heavy equipment operator with Traco or backhoe experience searching for work, search All-Star Construction on Indeed.
Got a car you're ready to part with? Find out what it's worth, fast, easy, and totally free At Go Auto. We're talking top dollar trade-ins, whether it's a little worn or still rocking that new car smell. Just a few clicks, and boom, you've got your value. Text value to 780-777-7777 to start. That's value to 780 all sevens. Why guess what it's worth? Let Go Auto show you the money.
Sleep is for the off-season. What off-season? Sports 1440 is live, loud, and locked 24/7. Oilers, Elks, Riverhawks, Stingers, Oil Kings. We've got your picks. Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers, and that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit fountaintire.com today.
Lux Windows was founded in 1969 with 5 people and a dream. 55 years later, our team of experts cares a whole lot about building and installing the best possible windows and doors. Because Lux is not just an Alberta-made product. We're one big Alberta-made family. Everything we are is windows and doors. A company born and bred and made in Alberta.
Get ready, outdoor enthusiasts, for the Kalmar Gun Show. Head to the Kalmar Hockey Arena Friday 3 till 8, Saturday 10 till 6, Sunday 10 till 3 for the premier event to buy, sell, and trade the best in hunting and sporting gear. Visit huntmaniashows.com.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
This is a throwdown, a showdown. Hell no, I can't slow down. It's going to...
Portions of this hour brought to you by UL, helping you finish your electrical project is their goal. From pot lights to electrical panels, the gear you need is at ul.ca or in person at one of their Edmonton area locations. ul.ca, your partners in power.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
We roll through a lovely Thursday afternoon. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Terry Ryan with you, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Hey, stop the presses. Vladdy Guerrero hit a home run today. Jays win 4-3. And they get their first series sweep since late March. So good for them. They're in the final wild card spot. And maybe moving on up. We'll see. But a big 3-game set for the Jays in Boston. Gregor Show is always brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca. A big game today coming up, Canada and Qatar. Ooh, should be fun. The nation, a lot of people, even if you're not a big soccer fan, you're probably paying a little bit of attention to see how the red and white does. So good luck to them. Now let's get to the racing report brought to you by Torque, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantorque.com. It's Colin Livingston joins us once again. CL, how you doing?
Man, I love this new background. Get to sit in front of the Canadian flag. This is badass. I
Nice.
love it.
It is good. We like it. Show the colors in studio. It's fantastic. The past weekend in F1, we see Mr. Lewis Hamilton gets his 106th victory all time, extends his streak. First as a member of Ferrari. And do you think that he can push Antonelli here down, or is it just too big of a mountain to climb.
No, 100%. This championship is now, it's actually a championship because a couple of things are working Ferrari's way. They've got the car more to Lewis's liking. They've implemented the changes he's asked for. He's got an engineer that's actually providing the information in a way that that resonates with Lewis. And now they get the benefit of engine development because it was shown that the Ferrari engine wasn't quite as competitive as the front runners. So they're going to have some additional power. But at the same time, Mercedes is fighting reliability. They've had, Russell's day ended in Canada. Kimi managed to get around Russell last weekend in Barcelona. Then his car had an issue. The McLarens have had issues. Alpine has largely been able to avoid some of the power unit issues for now. But Williams has also been struggling. So, obviously Mercedes is the flagship of their own operation, but they're struggling with power units, and Ferrari's kind of coming on now. So, a fired up Lewis. I mean, it's fun to talk about. These guys don't forget how to drive the car. Like when Lewis was struggling, it wasn't because he suddenly was distracted and didn't know how to make the car go. Like they had him in a really bad position. Like physically, he was in the wrong position in the car. He was sitting way too far forward in his last Mercedes ride. This ground effect car just never worked for him. But now he's got a bit of a feel again, and now he's, once you kind of get that monkey off your back, then all of a sudden you're way more relaxed, you're way more upbeat. It's not like he's going to win every race, but it's going to be fun to watch, and it should be very competitive.
I want to get your thoughts on Hajar and how he talks to his team. I know that sometimes they probably just show it because it's, it's good drama, and F1 seems to love to do that, but communicating it when there's a mechanical issue, you're in the vehicle, you'll know it, right? Like, is he a young guy there? Like, am I wrong in his communication skills to his team when it's mechanical? He seems to freak out with ever actually giving them any pertinent information to help them try to solve the problem.
I've spent a bunch of time listening to his channel. I mean, one of the benefits, here you can either watch on conventional TV, which I think TSN carries the F1 races. I've got F1 TV. So when you've got that, I can cycle through all the driver cams. And when you're on an individual driver, you get their radio channels. And he is extremely hostile with his team. It's one thing to have an issue where your car's not handling quite the way you want it, and you're hanging on for dear life. And a lot of time you actually are hanging on for life. Like, you can't pit, the car is like a handful, and it's one thing to get excited because you can always tell the team in calm language and stay relaxed, but sometimes you have to get a little bit more animated to convey the sense of urgency. But he's got little things going on, moderate things that are going on, and he's screaming at the crew and doing it like repeatedly, even within the same stint. Like the crew can't, the crew can do some things wirelessly to the car, or they can offer him a solution. But if you've got a mechanical issue with the car, or a balance issue that needs to be mechanically adjusted, continuing to yell at the crew before they've even had a time to look at the car, he's a young guy. He's under a lot of pressure. Obviously, he moved up to one of the most successful teams that F1's had in currently the last 5 or 6 years, and he wants to perform, and he's doing a good job. And he's I know he's a really good kid, but he definitely has to relax because he's going to burn out pretty quick, or the team's just going to grow tired of him and say, like, look, we're not going to tolerate this stuff on the radio, and they're going to walk him out the door because when you're giving 100% effort from the crew side of things and you're doing all the things that you talked about, you also have to accept it's, not always going to work the way you envision in the simulator or through your projections. So give your team the benefit of the doubt, again, not to be on a Lewis, parade here, but you never hear him chastising his team on the radio. You'll hear him ask questions, but you always hear a positive response like, look, thanks for all the effort, guys. I know we're pushing. We have to keep pushing, blah, 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 blah. If there's going to be a moment where you snap at your crew, it needs to be behind closed doors. It needs to be where it can't be recorded. And it also needs to be where these guys can fight back because, a driver, as hard as a driver, it would be for a driver to accept. Once in a while, we're wrong.
Yeah, that's fair. TR?
Colin, I've been hearing, but you know what? Just tell me what you think of the Hulkenberg incident.
Holy moly. I'd say, first of all, for people who didn't watch the race last weekend, Nico Hulkenberg, Audi driver, they're doing crazy well this year. They're, essentially, they're not a new team. They were the evolution of the Sauber race team, long lineage in Formula One. But his race ended last weekend because Liam Lawson, who he was following, drove off into the gravel. One stone got kicked up and hit the emergency shutoff that's on the intake scoop, turned his car off, and his race was over. I mean, it's a billion to one shot. I don't know how to actually calculate the math, but so unfortunate. I mean, first of all, I hate gravel traps. I think they're an absolute disaster because somebody can make a mistake. It's the car that makes the mistake doesn't get the punishment so much that they start kicking gravel onto the track, which can damage other cars and hurt other drivers. But yeah, just astronomical. Has anything like that ever happened to you, TR?
Like that? Like in a car?
No, playing hockey, you're on the ice and, there's a piece of plastic that you don't see and you maybe step and, break an ankle random stuff.
I see what you mean. Yeah. Once I had a penalty shot and I slipped on, they had there was you have the teddy bear toss.
Oh yeah.
So the chain of the teddy bear was still on the ice somehow. And I had a penalty shot and I slipped on it. I pulled my groin. I kept playing, but I pulled my groin. Or the Randy Johnson pitch hitting the Seagull is my favorite in all of sports.
Yeah. I mean, feel bad for the Seagull, obviously, but when you're throwing that kind of heat, man, watching a bird explode, it's kind of wild.
Yeah. Hey, look, I just saw, like I said, you've kind of got me following racing lately a little bit. Before I wasn't really into it much. We don't have much around here, but I just heard all that scuttlebutt about the Hulkenberg incident. I figured you would have something to add. Now, the odds on something like that happening, I wouldn't even know how to compare it either. But it's something that you couldn't even contemplate going in. So, each sport has them. I mean, that was my two favorite examples of it, but I'm sure it happens here and there. It just, to me, and not knowing much about racing, that seemed like just so far out of left field. I couldn't believe it.
Well, that switch, it's not like it's a head-on thing. It's not like it's sitting at the nose that, anything that hits it square on is going to activate it, but it's on the side. So the fact that this stone got sent at such an angle and landed at such an angle that it was actually able to depress that thing is it's just crazy.
Colin Livingston joins us here on Sports 1440. You look at, it was kind of unfortunate for Antonelli. It's, you finally pass Russell and you're thinking, hey, okay. And then boom. So that allows the, I think the series to become way more competitive because all of a sudden Lewis gains a full 25 points, which is good. But it is entering, Colin, kind of June. This F1's kind of unique. Well, lots of European sports are in the way. And TR, you probably know this even from hockey, where guys sign with, teams, even though they finish out the year and they're still, and there's all the rumors of guys are going to change here and teams are going to move there. It's gotten really quiet though around Max. Does the quiet mean you think something's coming, or does that mean that maybe they're mending fences?
Well, right now, I mean, the last 2 weeks, there's been a lot of discussion about how Max, again, and we have the story every single year, but Max has exit clauses that if the team's not in this position or if he's not in this position in the drivers, he can execute a clause to end his contract, because I believe he signed to 2028. They were meeting this week, and apparently Max is refusing to publicly commit or privately commit that he wants to stay beyond this year. Just, again, the car with this, this energy management is, it's still not fun to drive, even though last weekend and likely this weekend will be okay races. It's just not what he wants to do. So Max could be a very big domino, but, I was thinking about that earlier. There's not a lot of place for him to go. Like, he could theoretically displace George at Mercedes.
Yeah.
And then you've got you've got a four-time Megastar champion and the hottest driver coming up. So would those guys actually be able to work together? He could potentially displace Piastri at McLaren. There's no way they're getting rid of Lando, but there's no room for him. In theory, he could displace Lewis because Leclerc just signed his contract, but I don't think that's going to happen. So for him to leave, either he retires, but I don't know that there's a whole lot of room for him to go. But if he does, holy moly, that will be a monumental, we'll say, hailstorm of activity.
Now, we're only 6 races in, 22 race calendar, and there's the allotment of limited components.
Yeah.
And there's lots of teams now, like you look at Verstappen, when it comes to their power unit, everything depends. You get 4 per driver, the turbocharger, you get 4, you get 3 of the motor generation. And lots of guys are like 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3 already.
Yeah.
Are they going to change it, or are we just going to start seeing lots of penalties handed out?
They're absolutely getting into penalties. I mean, we've got, my math isn't great, still 16 races to go.
Yeah.
Max, I think he's already out of power unit. So the next time he takes an engine, it's going to be a 10 grid penalty. If you take an engine plus, and that's the way they normally do it, is if they have to.
Yeah, they're going to take them all at once.
They'll dump it all in one weekend, and then, you just start at the back of the grid. That gets them till the next time. But, if you put in another engine and another engine every time, that's a bunch of grid penalties. Plus, it's going to start affecting their cost cap because, these engines aren't cheap. They're not, they're not disposable components. Neither are the turbos or the gearboxes. But, it's going to be a factor, and again, this is where Mercedes is going to be under a bit of pressure because their power units just don't seem to be lasting the same as the other component or the other manufacturers. So it'll add up.
It is, it's kind of interesting to see that. Now, IndyCar, he's really kind of dominating, man. Like it was almost like Max a few years ago in F1, where right now it's almost like it's a foregone conclusion, which I don't believe is great.
No, I agree. They found something with his with his car that's at least on the road course that is really hard to beat. But the last race, and I don't think we talked about it, was a Gateway just over a week ago, 2 weeks ago, where for the first time that I remember, his crew was making mistakes. They made multiple mistakes on pit road. Cost him, he was leading. He dropped to the back of the field, ended up finishing 14th on the oval or something like that. So whether they're feeling the pressure or if it's just their time to start making mistakes, I'm sure they're going to practice it out and they're going to work out the kinks. But this weekend, Road America, probably my favorite racetrack that I've ever been to in person, but definitely one of the favorites to watch.
And lastly, with the karting, tough weather right now, lots of rain.
Holy moly. Last night, man, 12 degrees and rain. Like, it wasn't so bad when I was in the car, but I'll tell you what, once, we run 10 and 12 lap heats. Yeah. We do 32 total laps. We're in the cart for about, even say 40 minutes, 45 minutes. On a rain night, it's like an hour and a half to 2 hours of cleanup to get the cart to where you can actually run it again. Like the body work becomes cake. The carburetor gets jammed up. There's, I drove off. I had a wheel come off in qualifying. That just, I slid into the grass. I've got so much grass that I had to get rid of. It takes a lot. It's a lot of work. And by the time I got home, it's easy on the body because you're not going nearly as fast and you're sliding through corners instead of having all that grip. but it was so cold. I got home and I could hardly walk. Like every muscle was stiff and sore, and it was a light cocktail, a nice neutral when I got home, and a couple Tylenol just to try and take a little bit of the sting out of my body. But before I forget, TR, we are going to be out your way next weekend. Not quite to Newfoundland, but we'll be racing out at Riverside in Antigonish, Nova Scotia.
Wow, one of my favorite places in Atlantic Canada. Have you been there?
Yeah, we've raced there quite a few times. We love it out there.
It is beauty. What a nice little town that is. Oh, man, I'm going there later in the summer. One of these days, the Pats will cross.
Yeah, I sure hope so.
Home of the Acadia Axemen.
Is that right?
Antigonish, yes. So great little place, man. Great college town.
Oh, Antigonish? Oh, yeah. New Glasgow and Antigonish.
That's the home of Dennis Bonvie, too, TR?
It is, yeah. I went to his golf tournament there last year. And, of course, being from Newfoundland, that's a great option, right? So I had a lot of buddies that went through there over the years. It's just a fantastic school. Not that I went there, but reputation and the sports scene is unreal. It's in a wicked little spot. What a quaint little community. One of my favorites, sports or no sports.
And this is one of the best ovals like anywhere in North America. It's a little 1/3 mile, built exactly shaped like Bristol, just scaled down with like tons of banking in the corners. Obviously very popular name, but the Chisholm family out there, just fantastic people. So yeah, we're pretty excited.
Awesome. Should be great. TL, have a good week, buddy.
Thanks, boys.
TR, have yourself a good week. Enjoy the Canada game, and we will talk about with you on Tuesday.
Sounds good. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Edmonton. Chat soon.
Let's get to the con man and a sports 1440 update brought to you by Hire Good. For professional property services that you can feel good about, get Hire Good. Site cleanup, debris removal, seasonal maintenance, and more. Check out hiregood.ca. Stable jobs create stable lives.
The Sports 1440 update.
The Edmonton Oilers have signed goaltender Connor Unger to a 1-year, 2-way contract worth $850,000. Unger spent last season with the Comets, Gargoyles, and Solar Bears at the East Coast League, also appearing in 13 games with the AHL's Condors. Mike Babcock has been cleared to coach again in the NHL. The league announced the investigation into his request by the NHL Players Association has been completed, allowing the 63-year-old to return to the NHL. At the World Cup, it's early. Canada and Qatar scoreless, fourth minute from Vancouver. Earlier today, South Africa and Czechia with the 1-1 draw, while Switzerland beating up on Bosnia 4-1. Later on tonight, Mexico and South Korea meeting from Guadalajara. Major League Baseball, Jays victorious over the Red Sox 4-3. Vlad hitting a home run for the first time in over a month. He also had the Guardians over the Brewers 4-2. Rangers falling at home with the Twins 9-3. Giants Braves postponed due to weather in Atlanta. They'll make that one up in August 31st. One game currently underway. Mariners and Orioles. Seattle leading 3-0 in the top of the 8th inning. U.S. Open round 1 right now. Sam Stevens, Wyndham Clark, Xander Schauffele, and amateur Ryder Cohen 2 under par atop the leaderboard. As for Canadians, Corey Connors leading the way at +1. Sudarshan Yelamaraju +3. Ben Silverman and Nick Taylor 4 over par. Coming up in hour 3 of the Jason Gregor Show, we'll talk some CFL with Justin Dunk of 3downnation.com and ask 5 questions. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers. Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors. Strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. for sales, service, parts, rental,
Edmonton
and
Oilers,
finance. When you're in it for the long haul. Edmonton Trailer.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you.
Thursday
At
afternoon,
Crystal
please,
Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. This deal's only good till 6 o'clock tonight. We need your credit card to hold the color. Hold the color. Summer package. Winter package. And the ever-famous re-PDI fee. I gotta pay you to rebuild the car? Does this sound familiar? At Northgate, we do things differently. We offer 0% financing, a great selection of new, pre-owned vehicles. So if you'd like to do business a different way, stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Did you know there are actually 3 seasons we experience in June? Spring, summer, and construction season. And while roads may be narrowed and detours are everywhere, GS construction crews are on site every day doing the work because the city doesn't stop, and neither do we. As we build and upgrade infrastructure, life continues around us. That's why we never lose sight of what matters most, making sure everyone, including our team, returns home safely at the end of the day. For more on what we do, visit gsconstruction.ca.
Hey, Gary, is that your dad?
No, this is Evan, the new sales rep I hired.
Oh.
First impressions matter, but when hair loss takes over, it can feel like you're not being seen for the maverick you truly are. Hi, I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. At Advanced Hair and Skin Surgery, we know that hair loss is more than just a cosmetic issue. It's personal. Let's discuss all the cutting-edge options available so you can make a great impression every time.
Book a free consultation today at drvanceelliott.com.
For over 60 years, the folks at Diablo Boots have been selling the best Canadian-made boots. Handcrafted in Winnipeg, Canada West makes the best quality cowboy, biker, and work boots for Diablo Boots with replaceable soles and heels. Why buy cheaper quality like Ariat, Justin, and Red Wing made in China when Canadian-made is better? Support Canada's workers and Diablo Boots for the best boots. So save on boots by Save On Foods. That's Diablo Boots, 3340 Gateway Boulevard on the east side of Save On Foods. Canada West and Diablo Boots, the 2 best names in the boots business.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Elks Nation. Check out elksnation.ca. Articles, podcasts, and more breaking down the green and gold. The most in-depth WE football coverage, elksnation.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show. The best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
Just after 4 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. How you doing? Hope you're having an awesome day. Big plans for the weekend. Let's hope that somehow the clouds stay away for the Elks game. But you know what? There's something. Hey, we saw a lot of people out for soccer games in the rain. You can go to a football game in the rain. No big deal. You got the overhang, number one. There's lots of concourse areas. So no, pretty good ticket sales already. Obviously, it might impact the walk-up. We'll see, but would be nice to get a good crowd. The Elks are 1-0 in rain games this year. So I guess if it rains, they'll look to try to stay 2-0. We shall see it, as the Gregor Show is always presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Coming up, Justin Dunk's going to join us. We got Speck and Wawad, Cam Tate on a busy day. The U.S. Open, of course, round 1 today. And, not a lot of people going low. But Ryder count, imagine being an amateur. Like, I just can't believe you're an amateur. You get qualified, you're in the tournament, and here you are through 11 holes, and you're tied for the lead with Xander Schauffele and Wyndham Clark and Sam Stevens. And you're like, oh, I'm 1 ahead of Rory. Like, even for one day of your life where you could walk in, be like, today, I shot better than Rory. I shot better than Scheffler. Like, you kidding me? That'd be on the exact same course. It wasn't like you played it at home and we're like, yeah, I'm on Shinnecook and I'm playing it here at home. No. You were actually on the course, same day, same conditions. That would be, that'd have to give you some confidence in your ability, I would think. I would hope. So we'll see. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. We are going to get to the stats of the day, brought to you by All Star Construction, founded in 2009. They keep growing and expanding, digital drilling, hydrovacking, power, gas, telecommunications, and more, and they're hiring. You want to work for an awesome company that just keeps growing, which means that you can grow your opportunities. Check out All Star Construction. And don't worry, if you're just a general laborer, just want to get into the workforce, they got jobs for you, and they love kind of helping guys build up from the first job. Way you go. So, some stats of the day today. Now, did you know the next month's Home Run Derby in Philadelphia, it's announced they're ditching the timed rounds that have been used since 2014. Now they're going to go back to, you get 20 swings. So if you want to take more time, whatever, you get 20 swings in the first round, and then you get 15 in the final 2 rounds. However, when it's your last swing, if you hit a home run, you keep swinging, and if you keep hitting home runs, you get more. So you might have 22 swings. You might have 24. Depends if you can hit 2, 3, 4, 5 jacks in a row. So I actually like it better for me. Last night, the Jays improved to 7-1 bullpen starts. 7-1. Now, they won again today, got their first series sweep since March. But when they get the bullpen starts, they've been really good. Just a combination of different guys. 2 innings here, inning in a third here, inning here, and it just works for them. It's a unique statistic, but with all the injuries, they have remained when the bullpen starts, they're all right, 7-1. Now, I don't know how closely you've been watching baseball right now, but Zach Geloff from the Athletics, he has a 21-game hitting streak. It's kind of like one of the quietest 21-game hitting streaks. Not a lot of people talking about it. Now, he extended it last night with a home run in the 9th inning. He was 0 for up until that point. He has 5 home runs in his last 9 games. During his 21-game hitting streak, he's batting .366. His on-base percentage is .402, and his slugging percentage is .623. What's crazy about this is he's still only batting like .258 on the season. This is not a guy, when this streak started, that you thought that Zach Geloff would be on a 21-game heater. But he is. And as a fan, I love it when guys get hot. I almost love it more when it's a guy you don't expect. So who knows? Like, obviously, it's got a long, long way to go before you even get to any serious conversation. But even the fact that you're 21 is pretty impressive. We mentioned the U.S. Open. Scotty Scheffler. He's won already once this year. He's got 7 top 5 finishes. Heading into today, he was the favorite. Now, if he wins the tournament, and it's only Thursday, you know what? There's lots of time. He didn't have a great opening day, but nobody shot low. As I mentioned, the best round is 2 under, and he shot a 2 over. So he's 4 strokes off the pace, which puts him in a tie, I think, with 67th as we speak. So it's not a great start for Scheffler, but he's trying to become only the 7th player to win all 4 majors in their career. His first major came in 2022, so he'd be doing it from 22 to 26. You look at Gene Sarazen was the first guy to do it from 1922 to 1935. He won 7 majors, 3 PGA, 2 U.S. Open, and then one of the other Open and Masters. Then Ben Hogan did it from 46 to 53. He won 9 majors in his career, 4 U.S. Opens, 2 Masters, and then he had 2 PGAs and 1 British Open. Gary Player, 9 majors. His streak of it took him 7 years from 59 to 65. In his career, 3 Masters, 1 Open, 2 PGA championships, and 1 Masters. Rory McIlroy, as you remember, he's also got the Grand Slam, but he's only won 6 majors. 2 Masters, 2 PGA, 1 U.S. Open, 1 Open Championship. And then Woods and McIlroy. Woods and Nicklaus. Now, Woods and Nicklaus, each of them have done the Grand Slam 3 times. Tiger has 5 Masters, 4 PGA, and then 3 of the other 2. And, not 3 of the other 2, 2 of the other ones. 5 Masters, 4 PGA, 2 U.S. Open, and 3 Opens. Jack Nicklaus has 18 majors. He almost did it 4 times because he won the Masters 6 times, PGA 5 times, U.S. Open 4 times, and he had 3 Open championships. So Scotty Scheffler could join some pretty unique company if he can win the U.S. Open this weekend or sometime in the future. Also this weekend, and it's not getting a ton of talk, but it probably should. Adam Scott made his 100th consecutive major start. The only other golfer who's ever done that, Jack Nicklaus. Now, Jack Nicklaus has 146 in his career. So to look at Adam Scott, this was his 100th consecutive major start. Jordan Spieth is currently second amongst active players. He's at 53, Connor Halley. That puts him 12 years away just from matching Scott. So you got to stay healthy, and then you got to play in all 4 majors of the year for another 12 years. Well, just under for Spieth to get to 100. Now, Nicklaus Jordan Spieth is 47 back of Scott. That's amongst active guys. Scott is 46 behind Jack Nicklaus. He joked about it. He goes, I ain't going to get there, because that would obviously be he'd finish this year, and that would get him to 101. And then he would still have to do another, basically 12 more years for him as well. But like that consecutive start record is wild to me. The gap between Scott and Jordan Spieth is that high, right? Rory McIlroy, Tiger Woods, guys who obviously had great careers, unreal golfers. But where do you come out on longevity for a guy like Adam Scott, man, when you look at that stat?
I mean, it's something. It's so crucial in every aspect of sport, right? Is being available, being able to keep going and continue it. And with the changes in technology, I think now more than ever, we're going to see these things where these guys can just keep on going and going. And I think there was kind of that weird spot in between where we're trying to find ways to keep players healthy, athletes healthy, but we don't have the technology to quite do so. I wonder, with the changes in technology, obviously the advancements in medical science, what we can do to just keep these careers going longer and longer. But yeah, it's something. Also, Kyle Larin made it 1-0 Canada.
So Kyle Larin, he's in the race for the Golden Boot.
He's
Johnny one back at Messi.
Shot on net from far. What do good goal scorers do? They follow it in. He was there for the tap in. It was a great goal, great pressure from Canada. Tejan Buchanan looks really good here as well.
Yeah, so no, that is that's huge though. You had to get up on Qatar or Qatar. Depends how you want to pronounce it. I think Qatar is the actual right way to say it, but either way, that is obviously a huge goal for Canada. And now he has 2. And could Canada get their first ever victory at the World Cup? It's a good start.
Got to keep scoring goals though.
Yes.
Swiss scored 4 today, so
yeah,
got to keep it going.
Well, if you beat Swiss, then it won't matter.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but
yeah, if you're a tiebreaker, if you tie Swiss, then both of you are automatically first and second, but you'd end up second, right? Because so yes, it will matter for sure. Now, is it goal differential? Cons is the first, so let's say they both end up, let's say they have a draw next Wednesday. Is the tiebreaker, is it goal differential or is it total goals first?
So it goes by points, followed head to head, then overall goal difference.
Okay. So if Canada only scores 2, they won by 3. So yeah. Okay. So Canada, you'd have to
keep scoring.
You'd have to keep scoring for sure. So there you go. It'd be fun. When we return, we'll talk some more football on the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Attention Alberta construction pros. For over 50 years, Japa Equipment Rentals has been your go-to for top-notch equipment and stellar service. Whether you need rentals or expert maintenance, we've got you covered. Stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations today.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted barber, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need. Mr. Dirk. Family run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Mr. Rooter buries evidence in the desert.
I didn't mean to do it. I was forced into it. Yeah, forced. But now, no one will ever know. You've done well, Mr. Rooter. You did something awful, but you've covered your tracks. It's done. The last transcript that shows I did a semester of electrician school.
Uncover evidence of the proudest plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Need a new ride for road trips, errands, or just life on the go? Go Auto offers a massive selection with over 15,000 new and used vehicles to choose from. With over 70 locations across Western Canada, finding your next ride has never been easier. Whether it's a roomy SUV for the family, a sleek car for the open road, or a rugged truck for your weekend adventures, you'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
There's one game that kicks off summer, June 20th at Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. The Elks home opener, Elks Alouettes, presented by James H. Brown, Alberta Injury Lawyers. Lock in your tickets now at goelks.com/tickets. Our city, our year.
It's like a locker room, minus the smell.
Ew.
Kevin Carius brings the banter, the buzz, and the bold sports talk. Weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Sports 1440, Edmonton's home for sports.
Cheering on Canada, Mexico, Australia, France, England, Brazil, Germany, Spain, and the rest of the world at the Druid Irish Pub.
Your World Cup headquarters.
Wear your colors, cheer on your team, and enjoy $6.50 Heineken every game.
Plus, your chance to win a ton of World Cup merch.
Including hoodies, jerseys, soccer balls, and more.
The Druid Irish Pub, your World Cup headquarters.
Bringing Edmonton together, one soccer game at a time.
The Druid Irish Pub.
Cheer with us in the Mercer Building across from Rogers Place and Ice District.
What a performance by Action Electrical today. Their projects team kicked things off, designing and building with unmatched skill.
Then the service team swoops in for those crucial repairs and maintenance. And don't forget the testing team, ensuring everything's safe and sound before the solar team scores with sustainable energy.
A complete team effort. Have Action Electrical bring home a win for you and your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
Wendy's 99-cent Frosty is back, and Frosty farmers couldn't be happier. Made with Canadian dairy, they grow up cool, creamy, and mighty thick. It's farm to Frosty. Get a small 99-cent Frosty until August 2nd at participating Wendy's. Taxes extra.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. The goal of every one of the thousands of hair restoration procedures I've performed is a full, natural-looking head of hair. I work directly with my patients for the consultation, the procedure, and the follow-up, so we can achieve the best results possible. When people see what we accomplish, I don't want them to think,
Wow, great hair transplant.
I want them to think,
Wow, great hair.
Go to drvanceelliott.com and contact us today.
Get ready, outdoor enthusiasts, for the Kalmar Gun Show. Head to the Kalmar Hockey Arena Friday 3 till 8, Saturday 10 till 6, Sunday 10 till 3 for the premier event to buy, sell, and trade the best in hunting and sporting gear. Visit huntmaniashows.com.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at hughescarwash.com.
I'm gonna make it bend and break. Say a prayer, but
Portions of this hour brought to you by the Druid Irish Pub, Edmonton's favorite soccer home. The Druid Irish Pub is back in the Ice District across from Rogers Place. Watch all the games with $6.50 Heineken only at the Druid Irish Pub.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$427. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching the show. As time to get to the CFL report brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling. where the rates never change, no overtime charges. That's how you build a legacy at legacyheating.ca. And of course, CFL this weekend has a busy Saturday. Triple header on Saturday. Got BC Hamilton tomorrow night, and then we got Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Edmonton at 2 Edmonton time, and then Saskatchewan and Calgary at 5 o'clock as a full slate of games after starting 2 weeks with 3 games apiece. As we are joined by Justin Dunk from 3 Down Nation. And Justin, it's obviously super early in the season, but Alexander and the Montreal Alouettes are passing the ball like crazy, and they're giving up passing yards like crazy. It's been, I think, over 800 or close to 1,600 passing yards between the two teams combined in their games.
Take it a step further and say that the majority of CFL defenses are giving up a lot of passing yards, and the majority of CFL quarterbacks are throwing for a bunch of yards, Jason.
Well, yeah, and a lot of younger secondaries I've noticed in some of those games, Justin. Like you look at Montreal, like you got the young starting safety, and Montreal's defense at times, like they're leaving guys out on an island, and so I wonder if that has a little bit to do with it early on in the season.
I think so, and also the fact that for Montreal in particular, if you really want to drill down on them, they faced Chad Kelly last week, who you would have never guessed was coming off a 580-day layoff in terms of playing meaningful football. He looked really good in that game, and he could have easily thrown for 500, potentially even 600 yards if there weren't a couple close missed connections with Mackay Polk, who he decided to sort of chew out on national TV and point him out a little bit. But Chad Kelly looked really good. I do think that there are some issues in Montreal in terms of injuries to that defense. Noel Thorpe, I think, will get that unit to be more stingy. He's a defensive coordinator there, and I think when they get healthy, and especially when Tyrese Beverette is on the field for that team, they are a much different defense. So if he's out and he didn't practice today in Montreal, then that could be a factor in this football game.
Oh, I think that'll be Matt. Like I think he's their best player on defense, and he's clearly the main communicator on the defense.
Definitely. He might be the best defensive football player in the Canadian Football League. Like he should have probably been at least in the conversation last year for MODP. And, there's one play that stuck out to me amongst a whole bunch in the opening game against the Tiger Cats. Beverette starts, if you can picture it, like pressed up along the line of scrimmage, looking like he's going to blitz. And Thorpe trusts him so much that he was playing the deep half in what looked like to me cover 2. And it wasn't just to any receiver's side. It was to Kenny Lawler's side. So Beverette is so good at moving around, communicating. He's super athletic, and he is the leader of that defense.
And yeah, like the word is he's probably not going to play. Is that what you're hearing?
That would be the case. Our guy from 3downnation.com, Pablo Herrera Vargara, was at practice today in Montreal, and it seems like it's leaning that way where he won't be on the field, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, so that would be a big break for Edmonton. They're still going to, if you're going to beat Montreal, you got to go down the field at some point, right? Obviously, I know Rankin's your main guy, and you got to get the ball in his hands, no question, but Cody Fajardo is going to have to go downfield if they're going to beat Montreal, because Montreal is going to put up points. It's very hard to limit them to nothing.
It does certainly seem that way, and I would agree, especially with the young secondary there, and the fact that Noel Thorpe is known for sending pressure looks. So you have to prove as a quarterback that you can dissect those pressure looks and get the football out in time before you get smacked in the mouth from all these different exotic looks that he likes to throw at teams. So I think that will be a real key in this one for Cody Fajardo. And I think a storyline, Jason, that's under the radar here is Cody Fajardo could potentially end Davis Alexander's regular season win streak. I know Alexander doesn't really care about it. And that win streak was started when Cody Fajardo was still in Montreal and actually led to Fajardo's exit. So that's some intrigue in this one.
Yes, for sure. You look at Rankin, Justin, and obviously a fantastic start for him in Ottawa. Almost 200 all-purpose yards, 194 or 196 between 102 and then 94 receiving yards. And he's clearly their go-to guy. But they got a pretty big injury on the offensive line in Wood Manzi. And he's on the 6th game. He's going to be out for probably this entire 10-game stretch of games before they have their next bye in Edmonton and maybe even longer. So how big of a loss do you think that will be for Edmonton?
It's big, no doubt, and I think it's difficult to replace a player of Woodmansey's status, especially with him being paid $300,000. But Ed Hervey, and you know this well, Jason, spent specifically on the offensive line to have depth there. So I think they can fill in for those 10 weeks that you talk about in terms of the possible timeline for Woodmansey to return to the lineup. I think what's more important to Edmonton is what you alluded to at the start of your statement there, is that I think they have to have other players step up consistently to make plays, specifically in the receiver group. You can't just rely on Justin Rankin game in and game out to have almost 200 yards of total offense. Noel Thorpe is going to come in here and say, okay, we need to take away Justin Rankin in the run game, and we need to be sure tacklers and find where he is on the football field in the pass game and make somebody else beat us. Now, that could be Austin Mack. That could be Keon Julian Grant. Those guys have shown that they have done it at high levels before, but I think that needs to be more consistent. The receiving core has to be better for this Edmonton team to legitimately contend in the West.
Yeah. Speaking of injuries and speaking of receivers, what do you make of what's going on in BC right now?
Oh, they're just beat up, man. That's just bad luck with all the guys that are down. And then Keon Hatcher is a game time decision. But going into that game in Hamilton, Jason, according to our betting expert at 3downnation.com, Adam Chernoff, it's the highest total since the inception of online betting in 1997, 59.5 at last check. So I don't think BC will have trouble scoring points with Nathan Rourke at quarterback, but he'll have some rather unfamiliar targets, at least from a game reps perspective, to throw to.
Yeah, well, to me, it doesn't really matter who you are. Like it's hard to replace that many receivers at one time because every quarterback, you have continuity. There's guys, certain places on the field. Hey, you know what? Dig route here, curl route here. Whatever you're going to throw at different times, it's a huge advantage. And I don't know if I've ever seen that many guys go down this early in the season.
It's definitely rare, especially at one position group, but I think Rourke can overcome it. And he probably would have put a lot of time in with some of these other guys that are going to play. Like I think of a Kieran Poisson he has talked about highly. He clearly has a rapport with Justin McInnes. So yes, these are certainly talented receivers that have gone down, but I think Rourke can probably do pretty well, even though they're out of the lineup.
Justin Dunk joined us here on Sports 1440. Justin, where do you come out on the talk about expansion? It seems like it's much more real than ever before. Is 2029 realistic? Do you think it could happen that quick?
Oh, there's a possibility, but a lot of boxes would have to be checked. And I think I would agree with you for the most part there that it seems the most real. I thought it was getting pretty real in Halifax there before the pandemic when they had that conditional $20 million from the Halifax regional municipality. But the fact that you have legitimate, interested power brokers, let's call them, in Quebec City, I think could make this happen. The fact that you have a stadium there at Laval that could at least be a temporary home for a CFL team before you build a stadium. And the fact that Quebec City, and Quebec is a province as well, built the Videotron Center. You know this well from covering the NHL, hoping that an NHL team would come there. And that facility is unbelievable. So the way that their funding works in that province makes me think that it is a possibility. But whenever we're talking about expansion, and I think you know this well by now, Jason, you got to have that stadium. So until we see a blueprint, until we see a shovel in the ground, until we see potential extra seating added at Pep Stadium where the Laval Rouge et Or play, then I'm not going to believe it.
And that is totally fair. Looking at some of the other matchups this weekend in the CFL, you got BC on the road in Hamilton. Like we talk about all the injuries for the Lions. Like a lot of people had the Lions as maybe the best team in here, and it's injuries. Like this is a big game early on, but it's an opportunity for Hamilton to maybe put BC in a little bit deeper of a hole than we thought.
It really is, and I don't think a lot of people would have predicted BC potentially being 0-2, but that's what they're staring in the face. Especially with Hamilton was a Carrick Wheatfall fumble away from being 2-0 and coming into this game with even more momentum. But that offense under Scott Milanovic looks like it's clicking on all cylinders. They add Wheatfall into the mix, and Kenny Lawler really hasn't even done much from a production standpoint, although he's drawn lots of coverage, especially if you watch the coach film. Teams are still trying to make sure that Kenny Lawler is not a factor in games. But this Hamilton team is obviously one that's really good, was top of the East last season, and if the defense can improve and they get Winton McManus back, perhaps they shift and become the Grey Cup favorites.
What about the Calgary Stampeders? Where do you come out on, expectations for them? They lose a very tight game in week 1, 30-28 to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, last second field goal. And now they're at home against Saskatchewan, who looked really good in their opening game. The Stamps had a great start last year, but, it could kind of go the opposite way very quickly here.
Need to see more from the Calgary Stampeders. And I think two key players for them have to be on the field, Jalen Hutchings and Flo Ormlade. That changes the entire complexion of that defense. I think there's some questions in the secondary there. The linebacking core is pretty good, and offensively, you have the idea that they're going to be able to run the ball with Dedrick Mills. But even in the receiving group, like Reggie Begelton doesn't seem like he's close to getting on the field. And yes, Jalen Philpott is really good, but that means some other younger Americans, if Begelton's not going to play, have to step up in a big way for this offense. So it's a balanced attack, more so with Dedrick Mills and what he's been able to do. But I need to see more from Calgary, because I think without Hutchings and Ormlade, that does not make them the kind of imposing defense that they were last season, as you talked about, when they got off to that great start.
Justin, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy the weekend. A triple header on Saturday. Kind of rare, but should be fun.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on.
There you go. That's Justin Dunk from 3 Down Nation. Of course, Edmonton is right in the middle of that triple header on Saturday. 4:39. Man, things are looking up if you're a fan of the red and white. First, it was Kyle Larin. Then Jonathan David scores his first. And right after, I think they kind of got a little bit of a break there. That's Qatar didn't like the call on so Edmonton, Canada gets a free kick awarded just outside the 18-yard box. Qatar argues it, punted out of the game. Now, Collins, obviously I was doing the interview when I said, do you think that was a legit red card?
I thought it was quite soft, actually, to be totally honest with you.
Okay, good. Because I only saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I'm like, geez, it didn't look like it. Now, maybe he said something really egregious. That's the only thing I could think of.
I mean, he impeded a scoring opportunity for sure, but yeah, it did not look that bad to me. Canada's going to take it. They don't get the penalty kick, but a free kick from just outside the 18. But they're playing good ball, and they're capitalizing on the mistakes from the Qatar keeper. And, the bounces they weren't getting against Bosnia, they're getting him here. The second goal, a very fortunate bounce for Jonathan David to get in there. He made no mistake. But, on the goal by Kyle Larin, great ball movement, getting it into the box. Jonathan David had a volley, big rebound, and Larin, like I said, what goal scorers do. You follow that shot in just in case, and he gets a tap in. It's been a really good start, and now for Qatar without Ahmed, that's tough. 9 attackers on the field. It won't be easy to get back into this one, especially even though Canada was playing really good when they were at full strength. So
well, now you got to take advantage of it, right? Just this is where you talked about it early. 4 goals, you got to find a way here. And the only thing about Canada early on still, although at least they had some possession, but I still don't think they've gotten a shot on goal off of a corner so far in the World Cup, or even like a header on goal.
I'd have to look at the stats here. I saw the one corner kick for sure. It was atrocious. They've had 4 so far.
Well, they just had another one.
Yeah.
And none of them, it's amazing. It's the one element of their game right now. I'm like, they're not ever creating even like a chance off of the corner. It's kind of wild.
Whatever you're doing, throw it out, start over.
Yeah, exactly. Quick break. We'll come back. We got 5 questions and more. It's a Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Day or night, tasting just so right. You can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca, delivering you the news almost right away. Remember, you can order Oodle Noodle at oodlenoodle.ca. So stay on your couch all day and order oodlenoodle.ca. Oodle Noodle.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact because our team is built on second chances and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Gregor for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
Jason Gregor isn't just a sports guy. With $3 million raised for local charities. And his Gregor Foundation, he's making a difference on and off the air. Check out Gregor weekday afternoons on Sports 1440.
Well, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Your selection, slamming products from the best brands and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug in your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
You got a go-to coffee spot, a trusted marble, even a lucky game day jersey. But when it's about looking your absolute best, there's only one name you need, Mr. Dirk. And run since 1939. We're experts in crafting impeccable tailor-made suits and offering a wide variety of everyday styles. Pair that with personalized one-on-one fittings and the convenience of on-site tailoring. Mr. Dirk elevates your style game. Visit our Edmonton store or explore MrDirk.com. Score big on style with Mr. Dirk.
Our new McCafe crafted sodas just drinks or something more? Like Sprite Berry Bliss, Creamy Strawberry Coke, and Orange Dream. All swirled with fizzy flavor and topped with silky cold foam. Only at McDonald's. At participating McDonald's restaurants in Canada.
Nissan breaking through the defense. Look at the control. What a move. What a finish. Kicks has done it again.
Nissan Kicks is the 2026 Best Buy winner from Consumer Guide Automotive for 5 years in a row. The Score with Nissan event is on, and you can score by financing a 2026 Nissan Kicks S for 0% for 36 months, or get up to $3,000 cash purchase bonus on other Kicks models. Conditions apply. Visit Nissan.ca for details.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information. For decades, the pioneer spirit of Alberta has been exemplified in the chuckwagon racing legacy of the Dorchester family. And today, you can experience it every time you hit the links. Dorchester Ranch Golf Course is in top mid-season form. Enjoy the longer days on this historic 18-hole course near Pigeon Lake. Stunning views, reasonably priced, and only 40 minutes from Edmonton on newly paved roads. Play the course built with pioneer spirit and family pride. Dorchester Ranch Golf Course. Book your tee time today at dorchestergolf.ca.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Mortgages to Go. Need cash and have equity in your home? Mortgages to Go has you covered. When the bank says no, they say yes, and they've been doing it in Alberta for over 23 years. Call 1-888-888-5998 or visit mortgagestogo.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.446. Welcome back, Jason Gregor. Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Hope you're having an awesome Thursday afternoon. Pretty good first half for the Canadians. 2-0 lead, and Qatar is down to 10 players after a red card ejection. Now, that red card is the fourth red card of the 2026 World Cup, which, that's the fifth now, because there was one earlier today. So that breaks the, there was only 4 in the entire tournament in 2022. So a few more red cards early on this World Cup. And some of them, Connor even said, and I would agree, it benefits Canada, but that's kind of soft. Kind of soft for sure. Let's get to 5 questions now, brought to you by The Brick. And if you're looking for great deals, well, guess what, boys and girls? Right now, you can score big. 25% off bedroom and dining packages, 40% off select mattresses and more at The Brick and thebrick.com.
It's time for 5 questions on the Jason Gregor Show.
All right, Jason, question number 1. With it looking more and more likely that the Oilers will be hiring Mike Babcock when the press conference happens, what will be your biggest question and who will it be directed to?
Well, there's probably got to be one to Bowman and one to Babcock. Well, for Babcock, to me, it's going to be easy. It's going to be like, when you have a laundry list of that many players complaining, have you ever thought that how you approach players needs to change? I think that's a very fair question, right? Very fair question. And that's where I would start. Like, to me, I think people believe like asking a direct question is a fair question. I don't have a problem with it. Like, those are not rumors. These are players coming out publicly and stating what happened in multiple different places over multiple different years. So I could list all the names if I wanted to. I don't think I would do that, but I think that's a fair question. Give him the opportunity to explain himself. Why did you think that was the way to go about it?
Canada looks like made it 3-0, by the way. Jonathan David. Going to the blue paint, how we would say in hockey. My question, and if Daryl Cates is there, I'd love to ask him just like, how much say do you have on this? How much of a role
did
you play? Like, is this your guy? Did you want him? And what makes you think that he is the right hire? There's lots of questions to ask for sure, but if he was there, that would be the one I'd want to ask first. Now, question number 2 for you. I'm going to put this on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being it blows up in their face, 10 being a Stanley Cup. How do you think the season goes next year for the Oilers?
Well, I've said it before. I still think the Oilers are a good team, regardless of who their coach is. I said that when I thought Knobloch was coming back, and I said I wouldn't panic. I think there's some areas they can benefit from, rest, whatever. I think there was lots they learned this year. Every year is an opportunity to learn. I think they realized they got to take the regular season a little bit more seriously. They're still a team that has to commit to defense. They've shown they can do it. And it's not just the coach who makes them do it. The players got to do it. Ultimately, they're the ones who decide. They're on the ice. I don't see it blowing up in their face because I think they have too much talent for that to happen. There's a few other things here, like what are they going to get in return for Darnell Nurse? Are they signing Connor Murphy? So it's the coach is one element, but regardless of who the coach is, you still need the players. It's not like you can have we got Scotty Bowman, which they don't. But, we have John Cooper, which they don't. But even with him, like there's only so much you can do if you don't have the players. So I'll say Edmonton, you know what? They're going to make the playoffs. And once you make the playoffs, anything can happen. But, realistically, I'd say it's probably like, a 7 or probably an 8 because I think Edmonton's a good team. Like if you get to the second round, pretty successful season, right? Like it's hard to even win one round a year. Never mind do it most times. So regardless of who the coach is, I think Edmonton's got a basis of a pretty good team.
I'm with you. Definitely north of 6 or 7. I think that they've got a good team. They'll bounce back. They'll be hungry. And especially, if this leadership group did go to bat and did want Mike Babcock, I would say they better show up and perform. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think 7 or 8 for sure. Question number 3 for you. Who do you think will be an X factor for the Elks when they take on the Owls on Saturday?
Well, I guess I'll stay away from the obvious one, which is Rankin, because I think he has to be every week for them to win. But I'm going to go Connor Halley with Carney. Because if they can get a lot of pressure and get Alexander out of rhythm a bit, that's going to go a long way.
I'm going to take Javon Leake. Only the 5 carries, didn't do much. But on special teams, I think he is a big play waiting to happen. So I'll take Javon Leake, Rankin's backup. Question number 4 for you. Since Vlad hit his first home run in just over a month, how many do you think he will finish the season with?
Oh, man. I know he has a reputation at times of getting hot, but like the last time he hit his home run, everyone was like, okay, he's got a home run. He's going to come out of it. And you're like, no, it didn't happen. So I don't know. I think he could find a way to scratch his way to 20, but I'm going to say 18.
Yeah, I'm going to go optimistic. I'm going to say 21. I'll say he will have a good second half of the season, ramp things up just a little bit. You know, from what we've seen so far, it's hard to believe. But yeah, let's be optimistic and say 21 home runs on the season for Vlad. Final question for you today. Country singer Blake Shelton celebrating his 50th birthday. In honor of that, who would you say are your top 3 country musicians of all time?
Go ahead.
This one's a tough one for me because country music and I are not, well, we're just not really going together too smoothly. I'd say if I had to go with kind of the older generation, that might fit my style a little bit more. Hank Williams, Johnny Cash, and now I kind of like Patsy Cline. Does she fall into country?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'll throw her in. She's got a couple songs. They're just timeless. So I'll throw those 3 in there. Yeah, I'm not into like the new age stuff with Morgan Wallen and all that. Just not my cup of tea, but the older stuff I can get into.
Okay. Well, I'm going Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers, Garth Brooks.
Oh, Garth. Okay.
Yeah. You don't know, that guy Charlie Pride was really good. I grew up, we had a lot of his records back in the day. Man, that guy could sing. So he'd be a good mention as a young kid. So.
When we got married, we told the DJ we just didn't want country music because Ashley and I don't really like it. We said, if you want to mix in a couple songs, feel free. And at one point, the dance floor was kind of slow. And DJ played Friends in Low Places by Garth Brooks. Got everybody out there. So I will say country music.
He knew what he was doing.
You can get this party started for sure.
Yeah. He knew what he was doing. So there you go. That's good to know. So now Canada has 2 players with 2 goals each. The Golden Boot leader, of course, is Lionel Messi, I think, with 3. Because the Swiss guy didn't have 3 today, I don't think. I think they had one guy with 2. So, man, it's there's lots of names at the top there. Should be fun to see what happens here. But even for a brief moment, could move into a tie with Messi if one of them can get a goal in the second half. So Canada's up by 3. Swiss won by 3. So their goals for, goals against right now, both would be +3. So they're even. But is the next tiebreaker most goals, Cons? So that's why I think Canada's got to score at least one more, correct?
Yeah. And then there's actually one tiebreaker that is based on cards as well.
Oh, yeah.
You get into that later on here.
Now,
the
Canada got
conduct score.
Canada got a yellow today. Yeah. Did they have one in the first game?
They had one in the first game as well. Alistair Johnston had one. So you get -1 for a yellow card.
As the next tiebreaker. But like it doesn't come into it. It's not included in the, like when you go goals for, goals against. It's only if they're tied.
So we're going points, goal differential, goals scored.
Then
overall goal difference, overall goals scored, and then into fair play.
Okay. So fair play is way down the list.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. That makes sense.
It would be a tough way. You have to have a tiebreaker, I suppose, but that would be a tough way to.
So here's my question now. I don't think there's any reason to play Alphonso Davies.
No chance. No.
Right?
No chance.
He's available to you. Awesome. You're up 3-0. He's coming off an injury. No reason to do it.
Bombito as well.
Yes.
Don't need to get them out there. This is kind of a perfect situation for Canada.
Yeah, that's fair. 4:56, we got Mark Spector, Jason Wad, Cam Tate coming up in the next hour. But first, let's get to the Command Sports 1440 update brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. Road trip ready event is on now. Up until you got 12 more days in the month of June. Fantastic deals all over the showroom. And remember, 0% financing on heavy-duty trucks and 0% financing on all half tons right now. NorthgateGM.com.
This is the Sports 1440 update.
In case you missed it, Mike Babcock has been cleared to coach in the NHL. The league announcing an investigation into Babcock as requested by the Players Association has been completed, allowing the 63-year-old to return to the NHL for the first time since 2023 after a brief stint with Columbus. Also, the Oilers signing goaltender Connor Unger to a one-year, two-way deal worth $850,000. Unger spent last season with the Commons, Gargoyles, and Solar Bears of the East Coast League. Also appeared in 13 games for the Oilers AHL affiliate Bakersfield Condors. At the World Cup, Canada leading Qatar 3-0 at halftime. Kyle Larin and Jonathan David, the goal scorers in this one. Qatar took a red card in the 33rd minute. Earlier today, 1-1 draw between Czechia and South Africa, and the Swiss got past Bosnia and Herzegovina 4-1. Later on tonight from Guadalajara, Mexico taking on South Korea. Major League Baseball, Jays victorious 4-3. Vlad Guerrero Jr. hitting a home run, his first one in a month in the victory. Elsewhere, Guardians over the Brewers 4-2. Rangers fall at home to the Twins 9-3, and the Mariners blank the Orioles 3-0. Right now, Mets lead the Phillies 2-0 in the first. Later tonight, Yankees, White Sox, the Cards in Kansas City, and the Athletics hosting the Angels. Day one at the U.S. Open right now. Wyndham Clark atop the leaderboard at 3 under par. Sam Stevens, John Rahm, both 2 under. When it comes to Canadians, Corey Connors 1 over par. Siddharthan Yalmaraju is +3. Ben Silverman, Nick Taylor 4 over par. Coming up in hour 4 of the Jason Gregor Show, we joined by Mark Spector, Roger Sportsnet, Jason Wad from Cattail Crossing, and we'll hear Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. I'm Connor Halley. This has been a Sports 1440 update.
The perfect place to host your golf tournament or fundraiser, company event, celebration of life, wedding, birthday party, or private party. Cattail Crossing Golf and Winter Club. More than a golf course, a fun, welcoming place with beautiful views, relaxing patios, and a team that truly appreciates each and every guest. Featuring Out of Bounds, Cattail's 5-star kitchen. Some say it's the best clubhouse dining they've ever had. Cattail Crossing Golf and Winter Club. Book your tourney or event today at cattailcrossing.ca.
That's right. You don't have to wait because Black Friday is back at Brick. 4 days only. You can shop incredible deals throughout the store. Get 60% off sofas when you buy the matching love seater chair. Save 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And get up to 40% off select mattresses. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals end Monday. Shop in-store or online at thebrick.com. The Brick, saving you more.
From the locker room to your radio, Sports 1440 is Edmonton's sports leader. Real talk, big personalities, and your texts. It's interactive. It's fun. It's where Edmonton talks sports. Sports 1440.
Summit Restaurant. Located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common, Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Cheers. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
At Fountain Tire, success is a team effort. They're committed to their team members and their customers. And that means treating your vehicle like it's their own and finding solutions that suit your needs. Because whatever the road brings ahead, they're on it with you. Visit FountainTire.com today.
You've cruised past gas station lineups on epic nonstop weekend getaways. But today, you're switching over to battery power to get back to the daily grind. The Toyota Prius plug-in hybrid. 2 powertrains, 1 efficient drive. It's time to Toyota. Receive a $5,000 lease incentive. Plus, get up to a $2,500 federal rebate for eligible customers on select 2026 Prius plug-in hybrid models. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Prairie Toyota dealer today.
Bashaw Concrete Products. From concrete and septic tanks to blocks, precast water pads, Jersey barriers, and aggregates. Farmers, contractors, homeowners. Plan your next project at BashawConcrete.com. Family owned. Over 60 years pouring. Bashaw Concrete Products. Once again, start here. BashawConcrete.com.
From casual rounds to tournaments to weddings, it all fits at Colonial Golf Club.
Excuse me, you mind if I play through? I'm in a bit of a rush.
No problem. Why are you wearing a tuxedo?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting married today. Just thought I'd play a round of golf before I say I do. Oh, looks like they're starting. 4,
Great course conditions, greens that are always fast and true, and only 5 minutes from Edmonton and Beaumont. Colonial Golf Club. For more details and a book, visit colonial.ca.
It might have been scraped by the snowblower, dented while door crashing, or crunched at the company Christmas party. At some point over the winter, your car was damaged and it's been hiding under a coat of winter grime.
Then come and see Robertson Body Works. We can take care of the damage and the dirt. This week only, call and book a repair and get a complete auto detailing absolutely free.
But you have to book your appointment before the week is up. Go to robertsonbodyworks.com.
I'm Tim Robertson, and I fix cars.
Portions of this hour brought to you by 01 Athletic Care, Edmonton's multidisciplinary health clinic at West Edmonton Mall. Physicians, physio, massage, sports psychology, and more. One team, one roof, one plan. Book now at 01.ca. That's ZERONE.ca.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.503, welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley, Sports 1440, sports1440.ca. Hope you made it through the day. If you're making it your way home, take your time. Don't worry. You got some time for you if you want to get home for the second half, because Canada right now, a little bit of an kicking 3-0 at the half, or Qatar, and Qatar is down to only 10 runners, as they got the red card on, Connor and I agreed, a little bit of a soft call, but beneficial to Canada, no question. Like, honestly, I think if you were to give him a yellow, I'd be like, okay, maybe, but a red? Like, unless he said something. That's the only thing I could think of, but I didn't see him really melting off. So I was a little bit of an odd one, but either way, beneficial for Canada, as now, if they can score at least one more goal and not give up a goal, then they would own the tiebreaker if them and the Swiss tie in their fun. Now, if they beat them, it doesn't matter. And if the Swiss beat them, then they're going to win. They're going to win their group. But if Canada ties, they would win the group. Ooh, mama. So this is coming up a big second half with an advantage by having an extra player on the pitch, which is excellent. It is the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. The Daily Grand today, $1,000 a day for the next 20 years. $7.3 million. Ooh. Now you can get the lump sum, or you can just get it every day. Put you in a good mood every day, because I don't know anybody who's going to be like, oh, got $1,000. It's not good. Even if you have money, I don't know anybody who doesn't like a little bit of money. It doesn't make you happy, but it doesn't necessarily make you sad, for sure. Now, let's get to the Spec Report, brought to you by GS Construction, your underground specialists. And they are hiring. Looking for pipe layers, top men, operators, and more. Go to gsconstruction.ca and look up careers. As Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet joins us. Spec, good afternoon. How you doing?
Don't bug me, man. I'm watching the soccer game, will you?
Yeah, well, Spec, you know what? It's kind of, some people were talking about, man, I need an easy game to relax. I think that was low tide. Well, you can relax now, because Canada's up by 3, and they got one extra guy on the pitch. Things are looking good for Canada in their black unis today.
Yeah, the kits look great, man. Those black uniforms are awesome. Team looks good. They're way better than Qatar, where the Qatar is 10 guys or 11. I'll tell you what I'm appreciating, and I've watched quite a lot of the football. Like I as a kid, I watched World Cup. I always loved the World Cup.
Yeah,
I can watch Korea play Scotland, man. I don't know a single guy on any team, and I don't care. I still dig sport, but I've come to feel for the officials, for the referees. Like, every guy on every team is diving on every play. They're all over the place diving.
Yeah.
The minute they get near the box, now they're really trying to dive in the box. And those referees, they get most of them right. I'll give them credit. It must be hard because everyone is trying to fool those referees all the time.
Yeah, it is. It's tough. I didn't think that was a red card, but it benefits Canada. So
no. I'm not even sure he even tripped our guy. Did our guy just go down by himself or did he get tripped?
I kind of thought he did, right? He thought that, you feel the contact. Usually you can tell when they're dying because of how you fall, right? Like you rarely fall when your stomach comes forward like that and your back goes back. So the arch fall. But either way, good for them. And even before the red flag or the red card, excuse me, Canada had been dominating the game. They've been the better team, no question. We'll see if that continues in the second half. Spec, for those who didn't hear it because it was or didn't see it, didn't hear it. Either way, it was very interesting press release today from the National Hockey League on Mike Babcock. Quote: "The league has completed its review of Mike Babcock's tenure in Columbus and of certain alleged conduct associated therewith. Our investigation has concluded that even in a light least favorable to Mr. Babcock, there is no current basis to restrict his employment in the league." So it's kind of like saying, hey, we're not happy with it, but there's nothing that we found that could save us from litigation. So, he's free to go, and Edmonton is going to hire him. It's probably official early next week before they leave to go to the draft in Buffalo, I would think. So what do you make this? I'm not really surprised that the investigation led to him not being able to coach again. I didn't think it was going to rule the other way. Did you?
No, I don't think anyone who was close to it, all the different guys that sort of leaked out information as we learned it, drib after drab, none of it was, I remember when Frank said there's something out there other than looking at cell phones. That was really the worst thing. And it turns out that something wasn't that bad. So no, I didn't, our world today, Jason, is, I'm not saying it's run by lawyers, but they certainly set the guardrails. And if you want to tell Mike Babcock that he can't make a living in your league, your lawyer has to tell you that that's going to stand up when he sues you. And the NHL is run by lawyers, like every big corporation is. And obviously their lawyers said, there's nothing here that can tell that we can stand on and say, we don't want this guy to earn a living in our league. So they do what they got to do. They say, fill your boots, Oilers. You want to hire him? He's up for hire.
We talked about it briefly yesterday. Now, obviously, it'll focus to who's going to be on his coaching staff. And GJ Smith's name has been out there. And currently, Spec, McFarland, Paul Coffey, there's been no announcement of them. Do you think one, either, both are on the staff when it's said and done?
I don't have a hot clue. Like this, how much of this whole Babcock thing is Daryl Cates driven? I don't know the answer to that. If Daryl Cates is indeed controlling what's going on behind the Oilers bench, then I expect to see Paul Coffey there if Paul Coffey wants to be there. We know that Daryl likes having Paul there, and Paul does a nice job. I certainly don't have a problem with it, but that's a normal scenario, as you know, Jason, is you hire Babcock and you say, okay, who do you want to hire for your assistants? That might not be what happens here. They may say, we've got at least one assistant we want you to hire. As for McFarland, I'm not sure how much loyalty there is to him. He's a Knobloch guy. But certainly Coffey, there's some loyalty there. And, what do you think? You think he'll be behind the bench? Or if he's not behind the bench, would Cates give him an elevated role in the organization?
Oh, I think Paul Coffey, it kind of comes down to I think he has a lot to say. And so it'll come down a little bit to what does he want to do? Does he want to coach again? Does he want to be more involved in management in some capacity? I don't know what a title would be, Spec. That would just be guessing on my part, but I could see that either way. And I never, I talked to a few people and, I kind of got split reaction as to, I think he likes coaching some elements of it. And then there's other elements of, it's going to be a lot of work and you're traveling all over. Obviously, you're with the team, right? You go on long road trips and stuff like that. So, his family wasn't here full time. So, you wonder how much that factors into it, right? So, honestly, I don't have the answer. My gut would say I thought he was going to be going to management, but that's just kind of a gut feel. Nothing that I would say is concrete in my thinking on that. So,
yeah. I mean, Koff, the first thing we know, Koff doesn't need the money. Okay. Paul's been emotionally successful in business outside of hockey. So Paul doesn't need to work. He does it because he wants to. Now, how much does he want to? Most of the time, when you hire a head coach, hires a guy to run his defenseman. That guy, let's say he runs the PK as well. And he also has certainly in charge of arranging, the video meetings and doing a lot of things. And I know that Mike Babcock, he's the one thing everyone tells me about him is he is an early to rise guy. Like he's in the rink very early in the morning, and I think he expects his assistants to be too. So I guess my question would be, and this isn't me saying Paul's lazy or he's a half mile. I'm not saying any of that stuff. But what does Paul want to sign up for the full meal deal? Because last year in a Knobloch, he didn't have that. Mark Stewart did a lot of the, I don't know what kind of work you want to call it, the intricacies of being a defense coach, and Paul didn't do that. Does Paul want the whole thing? Does Babcock want to hire another guy to do some of that? I don't have a hot clue, man. Do you?
No, not really. Paul's being pretty open about it, and he's more of a field coach. He doesn't do a ton of film work,
right?
So I don't know if he would run the PK. To be honest, he could. I'm not saying he can. He's a really smart guy. But, he's kind of openly said that before. So, the players have talked about it. Everybody has a different one. It's not like he doesn't do video. He just doesn't do a lot of it, right? Which is something some people do lots of it still. And, some people feel like it's beneficial. And I think for players, if you grew up learning and watching a ton of video, you probably feel more comfortable if you get to do that. Right?
Yeah, I think so too. So, listen, let's how much autonomy does Babcock have? Does Babcock walk in the door here? Let's face it, there's one team in the league willing to hire this guy, and he found it. Does he come in here and call the shots and say, look, I'm the head coach here, and here's what I'm doing with my assistants. Here's how I work. Here's how I want it to work. Here's the people I want around me, Or does he come in and say, geez, okay, listen, I got this job here, and thanks for the job, and if you need me to take on someone you want, how does he approach it? But Babcock seems to me to be a guy that's always in charge. So I would think he wants to be in charge of his entire staff and what their roles are and not have it dictated to him by somebody else. That would be my feeling.
Well, and honestly, I think every coach should have that opportunity. You
I
should.
do.
I believe a head coach, regardless of who the head coach is, you should have the opportunity to pick your staff.
Hire good people and get out of their way and let them work. That's my philosophy in these situations. Do your due diligence, find your head coach, and then let him be the head coach. And a head coach's job is to hire the assistants. That's the way it works.
Yes, that is that's very true. Spec, there's lots of rumblings. The room mill. I think the Darnell Nurse thing. It seems more and more likely that we could see that trade happening here before free agency, which I think makes sense because then you kind of know what you have, right? I think it's imperative for Edmonton to try to get it done before free agency.
Yeah, and you're hearing more and more Pittsburgh. Of course, Dubas, they go back to the Sioux, these guys, and we know that Dubas likes to collect those players. Now, that's a convenient one. That's that's a convenient opinion. But we also are hearing that Pittsburgh is in this thing more and more. So I had someone tell me today that what about Detroit? Detroit should be interested in them, in Nurse. Sure, sure, he should be. So, you know what? Stan's got Bowman. The thing that would interest me, Jason, is he still within the realm of those 3 to 5 teams that Nurse's camp gave him to work with? Or has that spread out a little bit? Has that list changed since the day Nurse and his agent said, here's the teams? I wonder.
Yeah, fair question, right? It's a very fair question. Not sure on that to see where it go. But I haven't heard that it has, so I'm going to say it hasn't. But we'll obviously have to find out to see what comes of it as Mark Spector joins us. Spec, one other when you look at the orders, so they got their coaching. They got their coach in place now. We'll see about the assistant coaches, and then it gives them an opportunity now. The current UFAs, you got 12 days. Now you know who the coach is, right? And how much that could impact it. Murphy, Dickinson, Kapanen, those would sink, I think, in order of Murphy and Dickinson, 1, 2, whichever order, and Kapanen probably 3. As far as the 3 free agents, I think the organization would like to retain the most. Of those 3, how many, 1, 2, or all, do you think return?
That's a good question. Would Kapanen have played?
Yes, he played. He played under Babcock. He had 20-goal season 1 year
under Babcock in Toronto. So,
yeah,
for guys like that, either it's generally one thing about a guy like Babcock. He's pretty black and white. There's not a lot of people without an opinion on Mike Babcock. And in terms of players, either you're like Zach Hyman, who's like, yeah, I like Jack. I like Babcock. I want to play for him. Or maybe you're like some other guys who's just, there's not a hot chance I'm ever playing for that guy. I don't know who Kasperi Kapanen is, right? I don't know. I'm not sure what his success in the free agent market is. Like, you can only pay, the Oilers can only pay him so much. If someone's going to, shoot for the moon and pay him like a second line winger, well, he's probably not coming to Edmonton. But I think we all love the work that Kasperi's done here. He's been a good player in Edmonton, man. Like, I would, if the Oilers announced that they signed him at a reasonable number, I would say that's a good signing. I personally think he's a good player, and he's been very valuable here. Connor Murphy's got to get signed here. That's the biggest one, right? I would say to you that Stan Bowman's done a lot of the legwork on these guys. He would know whether he's getting Dickinson or not. There's probably a caveat out there like, okay, we got our numbers down. I think I know your term. I think we can do this, or we can probably do that. And the player says, okay, you figure out your coaching and get back to me and we'll finish this. Either we'll finish the deal or I'm going to say, see you later. But I would think that Bowman has a few, certainly they've done their due diligence on Connor Murphy. They know what he wants, what it's going to take. Yeah. For sure. I'll bet you they've done the same on Dickinson and Kasperi Kapanen, and maybe there's someone else out there that we don't know about. But the coaching, the hire here will solidify or nullify some of that work Bowman's done already.
Yeah. So we'll see. Spec, enjoy it. We'll let you get back to to watching Canada, see if they can expand on their 3-0 lead.
The other guys just got another red card. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. So now they're down to only 9. So this could be a record. Well, I think it is record breaking already for the country. Most goals in a World Cup game. On the men's side, they're going to get their first ever win at the World Cup, and who knows, could get up to 4 or 5. And if you can score one more goal and they don't give up a goal, then you'll have the tiebreaker if you and the Swiss tie. So that's big.
Yeah, and there's lots of time left, and you got 2 more guys than they have, so you ain't giving up any goals here. So yeah, pump a couple home, and why not, man? Take advantage of it. All right, brother.
There you go. That's Mark Spector, the Spector by GS Construction, the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. We'll return and we'll talk about trying to tame the beast next on the Gregor Show. Sports 1440, sports1440.ca, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram.
Say hello to your new favorite drinks. Introducing new McCafe Refreshers. Icy cool, undeniably refreshing, and available in 3 flavors. Strawberry watermelon, mango pineapple, and blackberry passion fruit. Only at McDonald's.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is serious about cooling. In fact, we offer multiple ways to cool your home. So you better
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
If you're looking for traditional air conditioning, we got you.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Or ask us about a heat pump to help you heat and cool.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Cool with AC or cool with a heat pump. Cool your home with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
The job isn't done until the last load is hauled, and having a semi-trailer out of commission is not an option. Whether replacing or adding to your convoy, Edmonton Trailer has a huge inventory of new and used semi-trailers, trusted by the gravel, logging, oil field, fluids, and freight industries. Find a trailer right for you online or at one of their 3 locations. For sales, service, parts, rental, and finance, when you're in it for the long haul, Edmonton Trailer.
You may get up early, But more than likely, the team at GS Construction have already gotten up before you, grabbed a coffee, headed to the site, and started their day. So while Edmonton wakes up, GS crews are already underground, quietly keeping things moving, upgrading, and laying the new underground infrastructure for our growing city. If you're the kind of person who goes to sleep with their steel-toed boots on, GS Construction wants to hear from you. We're looking for a maintenance foreman as well as a building and yard attendant. Visit gsconstruction.ca for more.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Hot coffee, hotter takes, and the sports stories that matter. Check out Kevin Carrions weekday mornings from 7 to 11 on Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440. Be part of the conversation. 833-401-1440.
That's right. You don't have to wait because Black Friday is back at the Brick. For 4 days only, you can shop incredible deals throughout the store. Get 60% off sofas when you buy the matching love seat or chair. Save 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And get up to 40% off select mattresses. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals end Monday. Shop in store or online at thebrick.com. The Brick, saving you more.
Fuel prices got you down? Subaru's here to pick you up. Subaru's electric and hybrid vehicles will save the day, helping you go further for less. Prefer a gas vehicle? Subaru Crosstrek and Impreza are built to keep costs low without sacrificing capability. Crosstrek was named 2025 Auto Trader Best Subcompact SUV, and Impreza has earned top safety pick recognition for 17 years running. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru. Visit Subaru.ca.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Listen up, friends. Operation Pizza is a go at Papa John's. They're introducing new personal pizzas, just in time to celebrate the premiere of Toy Story 5. These adventure-sized pies come in new exciting flavors like Sheriff's Roundup, Space Ranger-oni, and Reach for the Pie. Or take your personal pizza to infinity and beyond by creating your own flavor just for you. Order 2 or more with Papa pairings and get yours for only $9.99 each. New personal pizzas are ready for takeoff. See Disney and Pixar's Toy Story 5 in theaters June 19th.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Papa John's. Get the Gregor special. Enjoy 20% off any regular menu price order. Enter promo code Gregor at papajohns.ca or on the Papa John's app.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
$525. Welcome back. Jason Gregor, Connor Halley. So they didn't show the replay, which tells you that it's not great. But Connor was saying that the tackle on Kone looked not great, and maybe a long-term injury for him. So that's brutal. Canada is now up 4-0, which means if no other goals are scored in the match, they would go into their final game of group play. Them and Switchies with 4 points, but Canada would own the tiebreaker if indeed they end in a draw. So pretty nice free kick there for Canada. So basically, lots going on, Cons.
Yeah, lots going on. Throwing up the made the number 8 for Coney after the goal, grabbed his jersey as well, held it up. Not to speculate, Gregor, but it looked like a serious leg injury. Looked like they had the brace on immediately. So dirty play. The Canadians were fired up. Looked like they wanted to, cause a ruckus, hockey style. And now I think they're just going to continue to try to bury it here.
Well, you got a 2-man advantage for the like. Basically, think about it. Like,
35 minutes.
yeah, you got a
25
2-man advantage for the next for the final 25 minutes of the game. That now it's happened before in soccer, but it's rare. So yeah, this could end up being 5 or 6-0. Could be a real blowout for sure. So we'll see what happens overall. Now, also today was day 1 of the U.S. Open, and tough. Now the course is always tough at Shinnecock, always difficult and pretty tough. But there's a name suddenly at the top of the leaderboard that is going to cause some interest, and another name. Go Canada! Canada's good on the pitch, and they're doing pretty good on the golf course. Corey Connors is up to 2 under now, 1 stroke behind Dustin Johnson and Wyndham Clark. As we get to our golf report, brought to you by Go Auto. Not only do they have over 15,000 vehicles to choose from, they love giving back to the community to the tune of over $27.3 million that they have donated to various charities and causes in the neighborhoods they work at goauto.ca. And to talk golf, good friend of the show, Jason Watt from Cattail Crossing, joins us again. Jay, my man, how you doing?
Good, Jay. How are you?
Hey, I'm excellent. Now, as a golf aficionado, you're watching that, and I know you've played. Now, as a pro, you've obviously played in tough conditions. Today seemed to be a little bit of a benefit for those guys who are teeing off later. That's for sure.
For sure, and that usually is the case. Although, depending on the weather, of course, it can be opposite. Sometimes the morning conditions are better. But yeah, it's a tough one. I kind of carved my my career and grew up at Redtail Landing out by the airport, and that's a link style course. That's all we heard was about the wind. It wasn't that much different than anywhere else, but you notice it on golf courses like that. And Shinnecock, when those balls can't even stay still on the greens, it's a windy day for sure.
Yeah, it is. It's wild on that. Like, what do you do? Like, do you just run up there and want to putt as quick as you can when it's blowing that bad?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that. I was in a ACAC tournament when I was first kind of coming up, and it was in September and a really windy day, and we had balls rolling around, and they actually had to call it because you'd put your ball down, you'd set your mark, and it would blow, a foot to the left or to the right. It was that windy. Like, you try to get it as best as you can, but I always ask myself, which of the 3 balls right now do I hit, as it's kind of blown to the left or the right when you put it down. So it can definitely be difficult for sure.
So, Corey Connors is a guy who's, he's been around a lot, especially early in majors, right? And here he is again today. He's 2 under through 13, 1 back of Dustin Johnson and Wyndham Clark. And Dustin Johnson really hasn't had a great year, right? So this is a great opening round for him too.
Oh, big time. But you know what? You think about where Dustin Johnson has been really successful, and it's very similar courses. It was the one in Seattle, the U.S. Open that he won. Oh gosh, it'll come to me here. But it was a very similar course, link style course, and he just played so well because he hits the ball long ways. And you look at guys like Corey Connor, Aberg, McElroy, all those guys that are longer hitters but can control the ball really well. And then once again, you always have to putt. But they're just taking advantage of certain lines at this golf course, and it's making it interesting. But the weather can change on a dime, and you never know what can happen.
Jay, looking at this kind of golf overall, because I know you're a fan of it. What do you make of what's going? Like, we've heard all the rumblings about live golf and everything like that. Where do you come out? Some people are like, those guys should be back in the PGA if it happened. Where do you come out on that?
Yeah, it's a tough question. It's kind of, I guess, a principle standpoint. I've always been tried and true PGA and supported it. I look at it like any sport. I thought they did a lot of things that maybe challenged the game and made the game better. Just all around, bigger purses. I know that's probably tough for some of the smaller events now because they have to have such great sponsorship to hold them. But once again, I think for the players, how can you blame them for taking the money and going? And once again, they just want to play golf for the most part. And I think they should be allowed back. If things kind of fall apart, which it's looking like it will.
Yeah, it's I'd be curious to see it, and it makes the PGA better, really, if you have all the best in one place, right?
100%. You always want the best of the best. I think we've in certain sports, and you can even see it in just if you look around here with a whole bunch of different options and opportunities. It's a good thing. It challenges leagues, but it's nice to have the best of the best all in under one umbrella, and it only makes that product that much better.
So, Jay, what's new at Cattail Crossing this year?
Oh man, things are. If I don't have to wear a toque again this summer, I'm going to be a very, very happy person. But we always ask for the rain, we beg for the rain, and now we've got it in bundles. Our golf course is in the best shape it's ever been. We've been putting in the work over the last 3 or 4 years, whether it's fertilizing or punching greens and fairways. And now you can see it start to take shape with the great weather that we've had. We're hoping for warmer weather, some heat, so we can all get out and enjoy it. But we've got lots of stuff, as always, going on at Cattail Crossing. We run a glow golf, a night golf, every Friday, every second Friday. And it is so much fun. I know my wife, who's never golfed before, asked me to book her a foursome one time, and I was like, excuse me, you've never golfed ever with me? She's like, yeah, me and my friends want to go to glow golf. I'm like, we've got night golf. Another big thing for us, once again, is our Dog Monday. So we invite our dog owners to bring your dogs out on a leash and play 9 or 18 holes on Mondays, sit on the patio, have a beverage. And that's been going great. Dog owners love the opportunity to bring their dogs out, let them run around, let them have some fun while they're playing golf. And so that's been great as well.
Now, you also have your night golf, and you have one coming up next Friday, and then July 3rd, and then the 17th. It's kind of like every second week. And due to weather, that you switch it to next Friday. For people that have never played night golf, what do they need to do it, and what's the cost?
So it's $65, and that gets you the ball. And we actually have really good balls. You use your phone with the flashlight on your phone. There's a little circle. You tap the ball, and the ball lights up. And honestly, the ball lasts for about 15 hours. So a lot of people will save them, put them in their bags. And if they ever get caught out in the dust, just turn it on and it's good to go. But yeah, we have a great time. We have all the holes marked out with where you walk. Greens are marked out. We have glow golf flag poles, so you can see it from a mile away. It's great to be out in the dark, and once again, just having so much fun. The bevy carts out there as well. It's just a great time. People dress up. They get all neon stuff. We sell a lot of that stuff, and they'll get all decked out for a great night of fun with the friends. It's $65, and that includes the ball as well. And you also get a $5 food voucher to our amazing Out of Bounds restaurant as well.
So what are the tee times, though, for that?
So it's actually a shotgun. So we start at dusk, and everybody tees off on the same time.
Okay.
So right now it's about 10:30. We get everybody going, and we get everyone teeing off at the exact same time. And then we let y'all go on the back nine where there's no water or hazards or anything like that. And yeah, people just go and have fun. We set up the holes kind of like par threes and a little bit shorter par fours, just for pace of play and speed. So it's a lot of fun. Everyone comes out. And it's just a great time.
How early do you have to sign up then? Because obviously there's limited to basically like 36 golfers. It sounds like for each time you do
72. Yeah, we can have 72.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 72. So you know what? They do fill up because it's kind of one of the special things that we do out at Cattail Crossing, and so it's really popular. People love it. like I said, it meets a different crowd sometimes too. Golfers come, of course, and enjoy it, but people that maybe are a little afraid to go out during the day don't mind to hit the ball at night when no one can really see it. Although I think you can see it better because it glows so well. But anyway, it's a lot of fun, and I love doing it, getting out there and just kind of walking along and chatting with people as it goes. So
it'd be great for a guy like me who's in the rough all the time. I'd have an easier time finding my ball.
You would find your ball, no problem. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's great. What about you got Operation 36 up and running? Any courses for the young golfers? School's almost out.
Yeah, we have our Operation 36, which runs Wednesdays, and the kids get 4 Wednesdays in a row. They come, they get a group lesson with myself and our instructors. We teach them 4 different skills. And then the great part about our Op 36 is every single week you get to go out on the golf course and play 9 holes. And the goal, why it's called Operation 36, is everybody starts 25 yards away from the green. And if they shoot 36, which is par on 9 holes, they move back to 50 yards. And if they shoot 36 on there, they move back to 100. And I actually have some juniors that I'm coaching in our kind of academy, kids that are playing and looking to get college scholarships that started with us 6 years ago in Op 36. And it was just that starting point for learning the game, loving it, coming out, being able to kind of have some of the challenges that we all face with golf, in trying to shoot a certain score or, keeping score. And, we focus on the life skill part, the etiquette part, and really try to grow the game through Op 36. We also have our junior summer camps, which are starting in July. They run from 9 to noon. And then we also have a camp that runs from 2 to 5 every week in July and August, where once again, it's 3 days, Monday through Wednesday. And the kids come and have a junior camp experience, continue to learn the game of golf, and grow and enjoy it as well. So we have lots of things going on at Cattail Crossing.
Awesome stuff, Jay. We appreciate it, man. We look forward to it once again. Everybody, if you want to check it out, if you've never tried the evening golf, just go to cattailcrossing.ca and you just click on the golf tab and you can see everything from tournaments to the memberships, the junior programs, golf lessons. Jay's a really good golf coach. I can tell you that. I had my son out there many times, and he's really enjoying it. He's got now he's playing a few times a week, so it's getting good. And he's already got the frustration part down pat. So he's good.
I love it.
He's a typical golfer. I
love it.
Awesome.
Love it. That's great to hear.
Thanks, Jay. Have a great day, man.
You too, buddy. Have a good one.
There you go. That's Jason Wad from Cattail Crossing. We can take a quick break. We'll return. We got Cam Tate and 5-0. As Connor likes to call him, Maritime Messi. Schaffelberg has made it 5-0 for Canada. The only negative is they still can't get a great scoring chance off a corner. We'll return on the Gregor Show presented by PlayAlberta.ca.
Are you looking for safe and reliable transportation solutions for your wedding, corporate retreat, or golf trip? Look no further than Silent Rides, Alberta's premier charter bus company. Whether your group is big or small, Silent Rides has you covered. We offer 3 different sizes of units to cater to your needs, and we provide first-class service at affordable rates. Get your quote today. For more information and to request a quote, contact sales at 877-748-0991 or visit silentrides.ca.
Wow, get ready for a silly hockey fans. Your partner in power just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at EWEL.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
That's right. You don't have to wait because Black Friday is back at the Brick. 4 days only. You can shop incredible deals throughout the store. Get 60% off sofas when you buy the matching Love Seater chair. Save 25% off bedroom and dining furniture. And get up to 40% off select mattresses. Some exclusions apply. See in-store for details. Hurry in. These Black Friday deals end Monday. Shop in-store or online at thebrick.com. The Brick, saving you more.
We just dropped a massive payload at NISQ4. It's time to unload some deals at the Truckload of Savings event. If you've been waiting to upgrade, we've backed up the savings with unbeatable offers on our toughest Fords. Right now, haul away exactly what you need and take advantage of massive price drops across our entire lineup, including the legendary Ford F-150 for the job site or the weekend getaway. Shop the Truckload of Savings at nisqford.ca. Nisq Ford, above expectations.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
If you've got a lot of grass to cut, or just a little, the Lawnmower Hospital in Toro make it a breeze. Handle your yard with an easy maneuvering personal pace Toro walk-behind mower. For commercial and acreage use, hop on a Toro My Ride
3
zero
minutes,
turn with
36
the comfort and
seconds.
performance you deserve. Plus, 0% financing available for up to 36 months. See Toro, the top name in turf. Now
Sports
at lawnmower
1440.
The Lawnmower Hospital.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Cantork, made in Canada, made for Canada, where extreme isn't theoretical. Find your solution at cantork.com.
The Jason Gregor Show, the best of Edmonton sports talk and beyond. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by PlayAlberta.ca, Alberta's only regulated online gambling website.
.543, as time clicks down, Canada has virtually assured themselves at least second place in their group because they'll both have 4 points, them and Switzerland. Canada will be, they're currently +5. Switzerland is currently +3. And you have Bosnia, they are -3, and Qatar is -5. So even if one of them wins and gets to 4 points, Canada would have to lose by a lot to Switzerland, and one of those teams would have to win by a ton. So it looks like second place, all but assured now, minimum for Canada, but still a really good chance. Obviously, you want to win your group because then you face a lower seed. So that would obviously be fantastic. So it's been a lovely Thursday if you're a Canadian soccer fan at the World Cup. Let's get to Cam Tate in the 2-minute warning, brought to you by Legacy Heating and Cooling, home of the no payments, no interest for 1 year on your AC unit. Stay cool all summer. LegacyHeating.ca. Here is the man, the myth, the legend, Cam Tate. His words come to life in the 2-minute warning.
3 minutes and 36 seconds in, Joel Quenneville had not said a single word about hockey. That was the full length of his opening remarks at his introduction as head coach of the Anaheim Ducks. Quenneville opened by thanking the NHL for allowing him to return to coaching. He then addressed the Kyle Beach abuse scandal that occurred during his tenure with the Chicago Blackhawks. He called what happened unacceptable and wrong, and said that had he known the full details at the time, he would have acted swiftly. The coach described his 4 years away from the game. During that period, he said he met with professionals to better understand abuse and to develop as a leader. He issued an apology to Beach and stated that player safety would be a priority throughout the Anaheim organization from top to bottom. I hope others can learn from my misactions, Quenneville said. He did not discuss the team's power play, penalty kill, or line combinations. He made no reference to the playoffs or to winning a Stanley Cup. The remarks focused entirely on personal accountability and the events in Chicago before he opened the floor to questions. The introduction comes as another coach with a documented history of conduct concerns prepares to return to the league. 3 minutes, 36 seconds. The NHL has cleared Mike Babcock to coach, and multiple reports indicate the Edmonton Oilers are expected to hire him. A press conference is anticipated to follow any official announcement. Babcock has faced scrutiny over his treatment of players and staff during previous coaching stints. Those questions have followed him throughout his time away from the bench. The contrast between the two situations is now part of the league's broader conversation about coaching accountability. Quenneville used his opening remarks to address his past directly before taking a single question about the game. How Babcock chooses to handle his own introduction remains to be seen. When he steps to the podium, the question is whether he addresses the concerns surrounding his record, and what, specifically, he decides to say. 3 minutes and 36 seconds. It can say so much, or raise more concerning questions. 2-minute warning. Sports 1440.
Good memory, Cam, and that'll be something to monitor when it happens. I would assume the press conference would be Monday or Tuesday. Most teams arrive, or some teams fly out Tuesday night, some Wednesday to get to Buffalo, of course, for the draft. I will say I'm a fan of having the draft back. Having the teams there, cities there. I think that's just better for everybody. When you have I know that the teams right now, you'll still have some at home, but you're sending someone there. I wonder if they get back to having it again. I know it's been discussed and debated on. There is, it's a special day for the players, no doubt. And, having more people with the organization there, I can see, why it's a benefit. Now, on the other hand, I can understand why the organizations feel, hey, we can have bigger conversations, maybe more vocal conversation. Because sometimes if you're sitting at your table, you kind of got to whisper, hey, come, you know what I mean? Because the other table's literally 5 feet from you. So I understand it from that vantage point. I don't know if there's a happy medium that you could do at all, but either way, it's a big thrill for the players, and I'll be curious to see, like in any draft, historically, we've seen it. If you go back to the Jeff Carter trade that happened on the Wednesday, it was members Carter and Richards, and in a very short period of time, those two trades. And since then, we've seen players get traded at the draft leading up to it. Not so much on the Friday night of round one, but more so the Wednesday, Thursday, and then again on Saturday when you get to the second round. And okay, you know what? We're trading this guy for a second rounder, or we're just trading for other players. So I think there'll be a fair amount of movement. Now, how much is, I can't sit here and say with any assertion. I think there's more cap space, which means teams are more willing and able to make some moves. Just because I think in cases before, teams would have liked to make trades, but there was really no way to make the salary cap work for either side. And now, though, there is. So I think we could see a fair amount. I like it. 833-401-1440, 833-401-1440. Looking at text line, 833-401-1440. Hey, Gregor, what about Shane Wright? Do you think anybody will fall like he did? Well, he ended up going to number 4. He was never like a lock salt. Like, I don't see McKenna falling to number 4 for sure. I don't see that happening at all. But we have seen other players, because you always got to remember, like, I always go back to, like, what a few of the public guys, and trust me, we have Stephen Ellis on, we have Peters on, all those guys. And they're even the first one to admit, Craig Button's done it, right? He puts out his list, and he puts out his list based on his viewing. And he admits, it goes, that's me. Another scout on another team could totally disagree with me. And it doesn't make either one of us necessarily right or wrong, because you don't really know for a few years. But I do remember the most recent one probably would have been when Sider went 6th, and everyone was like, what? And it turned out to be a great pick by the Detroit Red Wings. We've seen some guys, fall a few spots. There's McKenna, there's Reed, there's Malhotra, there's Stenberg, there's Carrolls, there's Albert Smits, there's Keaton Verhoff. A lot of those guys. If one of them fell outside the top 10, I'd probably be a little surprised. And I know that means that, maybe you're 7th and they go to 10th, but still, that's a fairly big drop, because you can go to look at lots of the different ones. Now, everybody has a different order, right? Nobody has the same top 10 picks. So I would, well, I shouldn't say nobody. Obviously, there's lots of draft analysts we can read, but the majority of them, there'll be a little bit different one, right? Like some have McKenna 1, some have Stenberg 1. And then you go down, Chase Reed is 2, maybe Chase Reed is 3. And then you go so-and-so for that, right? Some guys have Verhoff at 5, some have him at 4, some have him at 7, some have him at 8. It all varies. So if they're outside the top 10, that would be a surprise to me. I'm more curious to see if, like, of the rankings, who's the guy who jumps up from maybe 15, 14? Is there a Mo Sider this year in the draft where a team is very high in him and we find out on draft day just how high they are? I think that's awesome. So who knows? Hey, Greg's. Man, I can't stand soccer. I don't like watching it, but Canada's up 5-0. You kidding me? Let's go. From JC. Well, sure. Why not, man? There's something that's nice and fun. It unifies people when it's the country, right? Lots of people are like, you know what? Me and Sally or me and Paul, we don't necessarily agree on this, but you get into where it's a hockey game and it's Canada, the men or the women. Now it's soccer, especially team sports. Individual ones too are great, but the team sports, usually the game lasts longer, right? So there's more of a build-up and there's that excitement. And, you know, you got somebody in your family, you know, you're a big, hockey fan and your husband isn't. And all of a sudden the wife's like, what? My husband's watching the games? What the hell's going on? We'll see. And there we go. Mr. David has tied Messi, right? Are they the only two guys, Cons, with 3 goals in the tournament?
They are, yes.
Oh. Messi and David. Ooh. God, like I said, man, just for a day, that would be a pretty fun feeling for sure. Right?
To say that, even for a day, is quite the accomplishment.
Oh, that's awesome. Right? Like that's
and good. You know, Gregor, like I wanted to see this. The way that went down, bit of a dirty play. The Qatar team, you feel for them right now. Even their players were trying to wave the doctors on. Like, it was good sportsmanship after the fact, but take it to them. This is a goal differential. You need that, but also, like, you know, they took out your guy. It looks like they broke his leg. Run up this score. Who cares?
Oh, I don't disagree with you on that, man. Right?
It's good to see. And, you know, hey, build the confidence up as well. Let these guys get their touch. I'm a big fan. 2 hat tricks in the World Cup, 1 for David, 1 for Messi.
Yeah, that's pretty special, man. Pretty special. I like it. Did anybody throw a hat? No, I didn't see any. Hey, every tradition's different. It's like in lacrosse when they do the sock trick. Throw socks. It's awesome. On behalf of Connor Halley, Jason Gregor, if you want to see if you're a golfer who struggles, go watch the Patrick Reed shank. It might remind you of, I was looking at it, I'm like, oh man, I've done that many times. If you're looking for a fun video to make yourself laugh about your golf game, check that one out. Here's Connor Halley and a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Fountain Tire. When they say they're on the road together, they mean it. From tires, wheels, oil changes, auto repairs, and more, visit fountaintire.com. Good night.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
In case you missed it, the Edmonton Oilers signed goaltender Connor Unger to a 1-year contract, 2-way worth $850,000. Unger spent last season with the Comets, Gargoyles, and Solar Bears of the East Coast League, also appearing in 13 games with the Condors. Mike Babcock has been cleared to coach again in the NHL League, announcing that an investigation into Babcock, as requested by the Players Association, has been completed, allowing the 63-year-old to return to the NHL for the first time since 2023 after an offseason stint with Columbus. At the World Cup, Canada right now leading Qatar 6-0 in extra time. Jonathan David with 3 goals in this one. Ismail Corney left the game in the 56th minute with a lower body injury. Elsewhere, Czechia, South Africa, 1-1 draw, while the Swiss got past Bosnia and Herzegovina by a score of 4-1 tonight at 7. Mexico and South Korea from Guadalajara. Major League Baseball today, Vlad Guerrero went yard for the Blue Jays as they defeat the Red Sox 4-3. Also, the Guardians over the Brewers 4-2. Twins drop the Rangers 9-3, and the Orioles fall to the Mariners 3-0. Right now, Mets lead the Phillies 3-2 in the fourth. Heading into the fourth, Yankees and White Sox tied at 1, and in the first, Cards to the Royals 2-1. Later tonight, just one game in Sacramento. Athletics taking on the Angels. At the U.S. Open, round 1 action through 13. Dustin Johnson and Wyndham Clark both 4 under par. You've got Sam Stevens, Matt Fitzpatrick, and John Rahm at 2 under. When it comes to Canadians, Corey Connors -1. Sudarshan Yalamaraju is +3, while Ben Silverman and Nick Taylor both 4 over. That'll do it for us